December 8th, 2025, the 322nd day of the Sex Offender Administration. U.S. District Judge Colleen Collar-Catelli has dealt a setback to Justice Department efforts to seek a new indictment against former FBI Director James Comey, temporarily barring prosecutors from using emails between James Comey and his friend Daniel Richman as evidence against Comey when the DOJ tries to indict Comey for a second time. After all Comey did for Trump, and this is the thanks Comey gets. As part of his One Big Beautiful Bill, Trump has been repeatedly promoting his new no tax on tips policy. But the law also says that amounts received for prostitution, services, and pornographic activity are not qualified tips. So, no matter how big or small your tip is, if you show your tits, you're getting the shaft. The FBI has arrested 30-year-old Brian Cole Jr. in the investigation into pipe bombs planted near the Republican and Democratic National Party headquarters in Washington, D.C. on January 5, 2021. Brian Cole Jr. allegedly expressed support for Donald Trump and held anarchist views, which may have influenced his actions in planting pipe bombs near the RNC and DNC headquarters. I don't know if Brian Cole planted those pipe bombs, but he should be arrested for STWB, supporting Trump while black. This has been the Dr. Evan Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for December 8th, 2025, the 322nd day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
We got a cup of coffee in here, please.
Fact-checking, check fact. Hello.
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend. My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
How about that? Oh, man, I'm so exhausted. I don't know how you do it. I just don't know how you do it. How do you do it? Can you show me how you do it? I don't know how you do it. Oh, look at how wonderful the sign looks. Got a little. Oh, that was the last one. I don't know. Good morning, folks. It is Monday, December 8th, 2025. Yeah, it's Monday. You're back at work. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how I do it, but I don't do as much. See, I crawl from a bed, literally crawl in here, lay on the floor for about 10 minutes, eat dirt, manage to find my way into a chair just to say, good morning, folks. It's November, blah, 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 December, blah, 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 blah. And even that's just too much for me. It's more than I can handle. But good for you, you troopers. You work a day, you real people who actually have real lives. Weekend goes way too fast. I didn't sleep. Maybe I'm going to speculate here, right on camera. Ick. maybe it's the gum. You shouldn't eat the gummies late at night because then you have like these weird kind of, not really dreams. They're more like hallucinations or vivid visions or something with your eyes closed, but you're not sleeping. Although, if you're an artist and you want to paint me a picture, like the title says today, because I couldn't come up with anything else, maybe it's good to have those visions. Anyway, we got a nothing show for you today, but the rest of this week is going to be like gangbusters. And you could look in the bucket and say that don't look like gang, because you don't see that on Thursday. Elizabeth Croydon will be here, and I think maybe she's bringing friends, but we already had a full week booked from tomorrow on. Denny Somack is going to be here tomorrow. Denny, if you don't know, Denny's a guy who hates me. He hates my guts. He thinks I'm stupid, and he's probably right about that. But he disdains my stupidity. Like, you stupid. Why am I even talking to a stupid ass? And he's on the show tomorrow because his lady is a friend of mine, Janice Presser. And she's been on the program as well. She's a PR person. And she doesn't hate me. But when I interviewed Denny 5 years ago now, he had a book out, Walk Down Abbey Road, about the Beatles. And I guess my Beatle questions were not Beatles smart or something. Speaking of Beatles, today's the 45th anniversary of John Lennon being assassinated. And I remember where I was when I found out. I was at a Merit gas station inside. In the booth, the guy who acts like an OTB guy, $20 on number 2. Yeah, okay. And I take that. And Tommy Monahan, who is no longer with us, a friend of mine, was driving a cab, and he said, "Turn on the radio." It was about 15 minutes after 11 p.m. on December 8th, 1980. Turn on the radio. Turned on the radio, and Joel Martin, who was on WBAB at the time, late night host, overnight host, he was having Psychic George on already. I mean, like moments later, Psychic George Anderson, to try to get in touch with John Lennon. Like the body wasn't even cold yet. They weren't even sure he was dead yet. But that's my memory of it. And then the week that followed, or couple of weeks that followed, were just filled with vigils and all that kind of stuff. December 8th, 1980. Time flies when you're as old as dirt. And I'm as old as dirt. I don't know. Yesterday, paint parties went well, except I felt like I wasted 3 canvases, and I'll talk a little bit about that because, well, I'll talk about it when I wake up. I'm going to wake up now. Godfather, Don Corleone, I'm going to go now because I know you're a busy man. Yeah, right, whatever. So I'll play a dopey commercial so I can bring in, and then we'll, and probably just talk about how the world is going to hell. I want to start a Facebook group called Is He Dead Yet? And I bet you'll get a lot of traction on that. Anyway, Daily High Club they're extending Cyber Monday to a whole other week. Just go there and find out what the deal is.
With humble East Coast beginnings in 2015, Daily High Club is the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and consumption accessories. If you're looking to elevate your smoking game to the next level, you're in the right place. With over 1 million top-quality smoking products sold, and with a growing base of over 10,000 monthly subscribers worldwide, we deliver the ultimate smoking experience. But Daily High Club is not just a retailer, we're lovers of the smoking scene ourselves, working with giants like Tommy Chong, Snoop Dogg, Chanel West Coast, and more. Ready to join the Daily High Club? Let our experts curate your collection with our awesome El Primo monthly subscription box, or grab one of our fun and unique pieces from our smoke shop. Click the link in the description below this video to get this party started now.
Now I say, see, I'm out of energy already. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the studio right now, and I don't know why he's in the studio right now, because he's got nothing better to do too. He's like one of these guys who's not like you heroes who are out there on a Monday actually serving humanity. He's just here with me, making sure I don't fall out of my chair while I wait for them to bring me Jello. A man who is in his 67th year now of performing in blackface to own the libs, for the kids. G.D. Fenderson. Good morning, G.D. Fenderson.
Morning, Mr.
Uh-oh. Somebody's going to get a beating. Not me. Not me. I already got my beating for the year.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Order your 2026 Mind Dog quote for the day calendar today.
I forgot about that.
Yes. Today's quote is, human beings have the remarkable ability to turn nothing into something. They can turn weeds into gardens and nickels into fortunes. Go to minddogtv.com/merch and make more investments, for the kids.
Yeah. The quote for the day is, where's my razor? I got to shave this white shit off my face. But I'm thinking it's holiday season. I could go as Santa if I grew a little faster. But I don't know. I look very old, but it's not like I don't look old without the stuff, the gruffle, the white fluffle gruffle. It looks like I've stuck my face in a bag of cocaine. That's what it looks like. So, did you have a wonderful weekend, a restful weekend, a peaceful, a rejuvenating, no?
I don't know. I had a weekend. I mean, I don't remember. Honestly, I was just thinking about it. I don't remember much about it.
Wow.
I got off my game a little bit this weekend. I didn't get half the things accomplished that I needed to get accomplished.
That's my every weekend. Thank you very much.
And there are files that I saved. I can't remember where I saved them, and what name I saved them. And it's
So yesterday I had a paint party in Queens. Come on, load up, you bastard! It won't load up. I want to load a picture up and show it. I'm not. My clickety click is not clickety clicking. Oh, there it is. Why did it take so long? Now they choose the picture. This thing was booked months ago. She chooses the picture. I hadn't done the picture before, so I worked out the picture. It was a floral design, and then Saturday I didn't even get a notice. I was just looking at the calendar to make sure I had the address and the time right, and it said, "Oh, the picture was changed just this morning." Oh, really? The picture's changed for tomorrow's party? Let me see what it is. And it's a picture that, look at this now. The one on the right is the one I ended up doing. The one on the left is the picture they want. Consider that they already had the Grecas, which is a fancy word for saying coffee pot. They already had the Grecas. Now the painting is supposed to go on the Grecas. And I'm like, the one on the left is the one they want. It's like, don't you see the impossibility here? And nobody, I even shared it with my Facebook people, and nobody could. Why is that impossible? It's just a coffee pot. No, you're not painting a coffee pot on canvas. I've made this clear like several times now. The Greca is there. She bought 19 Grecas for her party for her mother. They all have Grecas. They want to paint the flowers like that on the Greca. Do you see the impossibility there, or is it just me?
I think it's just you, because I don't see why you can't paint the flowers in midair.
Well, you could, but not with acrylic paint. You could do it with smoke and fireworks or something.
Smoke and mirrors.
Well, not mirrors, but fireworks, something like a laser show.
Okay, so because I'm not sure, you're saying a Greca, that's like the coffee urn itself. So they want that picture, the flowers and the leaves and that little blue and white thing and the red and white stuff painted actually onto the coffee pot, and the coffee pot is as pictured. So in other words,
the pot ends at the top of the star.
Right, the flowers and the leaves would have to extend beyond the pot and be painted in air. Yes.
Thank you very much for being the first person to actually understand that just by looking at the picture. And even after I explain it to people, they're still looking at me like, I don't get it. Why is it impossible?
I think they're thinking. I think no matter what you say, they're thinking that the whole square is the painting.
Yeah, but when they're holding the
They're
Greca in
thinking,
their hand,
they're not thinking that they're thinking that the square is the canvas and not the coffee pot.
right? But
And I
no,
was just saying the coffee pot is the canvas.
I kept saying that. I said that over and over again. I said there is no canvas; it's painting on the Greca. And now this is because they kept calling it Greca.
Maybe because people don't know what a Greca is.
Oh, that's big time. And I had to explain that 100 times, and then one guy went and looked up what Greca was to explain it to me. Like, I know what a Greca is. It's not a flower, you know. I know it's a fucking coffee pot. It's a Greek coffee pot. Why? I don't know why they call it a Greca.
I think it's from, they use it in wrestling. Isn't that what Greco wrestling is? Greco-Roman wrestling.
Roman Greca, yeah.
Roman Greco wrestling. Yeah. The Romans used the pot when they.
So now the other part of this, I'll take this picture down and get rid of it. But the other part of it is the Greca's like this big. It looks like a coffee pot. You would, and in my mind, I'm thinking, it's a nice sized coffee. It's tiny.
So it's almost like it serves like a demi-tasse, so just one cup, one single serving.
Yeah, maybe two, maybe at best. Yeah. Yeah. Not. Why can't I remove this from stage? Removed it from studio. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's tiny, and so I did the lady on there, and I didn't know what to call it, like a Caribbean woman, Latin American woman. What would you? I subscribe to the last ad now. NZ SEAL team are landing in my backyard by stealth helicopter. What was the last ad? I don't know what
was it. Daily High Club.
Oh wow! Are they hung up on weed down there? They're like, oh, no weed.
Maybe they just hung up on illegally imported bongs.
You know, and also the NZ SEAL team is actual real SEALs.
Down in New Zealand, yeah.
We used to call it the Penguin team, but Antarctica got pissed off. Hey, watch it! You're stepping on our.
Couldn't it be the Kiwi team? Kiwi team. Was it Kiwi Team 6?
I don't know.
Hello, Ann in California.
Oh, Ann in California. You know what? California, here I come. Now, Elizabeth Croydon had attended the Stand By Me 40 years later premiere with Dan Pasternak, Will Wheaton, the guy, everybody except, obviously River Phoenix.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm assuming she's in California for that, right? Because
it traveled. It traveled. So it may have been in New York or in Philadelphia. It was traveling because I wanted to do the one with Airplane, and it didn't get close enough for me when it was convenient.
Interesting. So she sent the clip of the ceremony there, the stage show, Pasternak and 3 of the 4 guys. And some pictures of her with, who's the kid, Jerry something, the kid that was a fat. You want to see
Mathers?
No, the kid that was in Stand By Me, and he was the fat chubby kid who said, "You want to see a dead body?" And then he grew up, and he was like some kind of Hollywood hunk or something. All old ladies like him now. She got pictures of her with him when she was like a teenager. I guess they were a couple or something. It's hard. They look like a couple, and because there's more than one picture, and they're together, and they look like they're a boyfriend and girlfriend. Do you know about this? I
didn't see the pictures.
I'll show you the pictures. The pictures are gone now. What happened? They were there. Did she delete them? She doesn't want me having them now. That's so weird. So weird. Oh, here they are. Take this one.
Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell, that's his name. Yeah. Now, is this Elizabeth or not? I'm going to show you the pictures when I can. Because honestly, I know she looks different from her youth. Everybody does, right? You do. I do.
I have dreadlocks now.
Yeah, you don't really look that different. I'll show you.
Oh, yeah. I was just...
This one. Is that Elizabeth? Or am I just...
I don't think so.
All right, so why does she have that picture? She was talking about the bathing suit. I don't know. I don't know if she meant the other bathing suit. Hold on, let me remove this one.
And she meant his bathing suit.
maybe she meant his bathing suit, but I think probably she meant this one. Let me find it. God, I'm so texting this one. Yeah, that can't be Elizabeth. I'm like looking at the face and like that's not her. No, but
No.
that is that a bathing suit with his face on it?
It could be.
I don't know. That maybe she was talking about that. That's not her though. In her youth, like
No.
that. All right. I thought it was me. It's like, why is that boy? Nobody changes that much, right?
Right.
Anyway, so why did she send me those pictures then?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her on Thursday.
I'll ask her on Thursday. She says she's gonna bring up to like 10 friends. Now we already had a guest booked for Thursday. I think an author or something. I don't remember. We have a guest for 10:15. She's coming on at 9:15. Maybe with Pasternak, maybe with some of them dudes from the movie. I don't know. So something to look forward to, something to be curious about, something to wonder about, right? So I thought she was out in LA. Like, why?
I mean, she could. I mean, she does have some LA roots, and she has, DC roots and New York roots, and she has roots all over the place. She's been around.
But she's been taking care of mom and dad or something, or dad and mom, or the parents, right?
It's also possible that siblings chipped in for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't even know she had siblings. I forgot about that. You're right. Yes. All right. That's what I need. I need siblings to chip in, but I don't have any siblings. They're all dead. They're all dead. All 9 of them. I don't know if you know that. I had 9 siblings, and they're all dead. And I'm lying. Of course I'm lying. So yeah, now tomorrow, Denny so much. Oh,
I have a sibling question.
Okay.
I have 2 half siblings as well as 3 whole siblings. So do the 2 half siblings count as 1 whole sibling? So when I say I can say I have 4 siblings, or do I say I have 3 and 2 half siblings?
Were they black? Because they've got 2/5 of
so
they're 4/5.
Black.
You got 4/5.
But they were women. The 2 halves are women.
Oh,
so they count as more or less.
Yeah, so that's only like you're only up to 2/5 with both of them, right? Because whatever, I don't know.
So I have 3 and 4/5.
I don't know.
Siblings?
I failed. I failed that part of math, or was that history? I don't know. I failed. I'm a failure. I don't know. I'm not good at math with humans. So, I posted on my, because last night when I got home, I was still a little trafficked, and I caught the news that Kiss, Kiss, you've heard of Kiss.
Yeah. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. They were in the Oval Office getting some kind of fake award or something from, fake dude. And my dad's just like, fuck these guys.
Brahms are in chief.
Yeah. So I went on Facebook and I said, my 50 years of having zero respect for Kiss has been thoroughly validated. And somebody said, what happened? And another guy by the name of Ron Ferguson, who I'm not sure if I know or not. So, well, Ace was Gene Simmons was bad mouthing Ace and like having no empathy. Like, what? That's no. I'd have to have some respect along the 50 years to give a fuck that he's bad mouthing Ace Frehley. I didn't even know Ace Frehley was sick or whatever. But who cares about? No, why would that? I don't know. Like, how do you try to answer what that yesterday with some kind of thing about it, internal band squabbling? Like, you'd have to give a shit about the band to even know about the internal squabbling. I'm pissed that whatever morsel of soul or dignity they had, they just said, fuck it. I'd rather suck orange dick.
Well, I guess I better let the Reverend know, because he was going to do one of the Kiss songs in one of his sermons. So
say that doesn't stop him.
He's not going to do it. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would tear it apart? Because they don't have any God songs anyway. They're all devil.
Yeah, Detroit Rock City, I think. I don't know.
No, I think
have no
I'm
idea.
willing to bet that they aren't well liked in Detroit, but who knows? Whatever. Michigan, you never know in Michigan. Yeah. Speaking of the Rev and songs, from a distance, it's
Yeah.
good thing, good song. I like that song. I think I was in the Cult when that was popular. Not in the Cult, but working for the Cult because that was a favorite that I don't
You
know.
mean the Bette Midler version? Because that was like 1990.
Yeah, the Bette Midler version.
Okay.
Well, because the other versions weren't popular. The other ones weren't hits, right?
Right. The other version, right. They were just first, but not popular.
Right. Now, what was there a movie or something associated with that made it a hit, or?
No, because it came out around the time of the Iraq War.
Oh, and it was all about the.
It was about
from a distance. You look like my friend.
And no, you're right.
My friend Saddam. You look like my friend.
From a distance, you look like my friend, but up close, I can see that we're warring, and why are we fighting or something like that.
You look like my friend Saddam. I mean Hassan, Saddam Hussein, right? You look like my friend Saddam Hussein. I don't know. You look a little like him, but because my mustache or the white beard should give it away that I'm not him. But as you
I know how I spent my weekend now. My wife and I were binge watching Sopranos, the last season.
Wow.
And that their last episode, their finale is like one of the worst finales. And I had even forgotten how bad it was until I rewatched it.
Well,
and it's bad on its own face, but it's also bad when you consider the critical acclaim that the series Sopranos got.
But I'm sort of agreeing with you 99.9%, but there's this other 0.1% here. It is the most talked about episode of all time.
It's talked about because of how bad it is.
No, it's talked about because people don't get it, and they're like arguing what the meaning was and what really happened. And
what happened is they ran out of the camera died. It ran out of batteries. I've had that happen to me. Okay, I've been in the middle of recording a show.
You know what?
Somebody doesn't recharge the battery, and all of a sudden it goes black.
I hear what you're saying now. It makes perfect sense, but I think it's incumbent upon you now to go on Reddit and let these people out of their misery and go and tell the world this, because nobody else has figured that out yet. They're all, well, it was the members only guy, and here's the part that everybody missed where so guy's got his
what's
back.
The members only guy? We don't know that he was off. We don't know anything except it says don't stop believing. That's it. I mean, for all we know,
don't look like Karen Carpenter, but
because I think the last person you see, if I remember now, is Meadow, right? She's running in, and it goes to black. Right?
No. We see the members only guy come in, and then Tony looks up at him, and then we see I don't have it in front of me. We should, but I think if you have the answer, then I think you did have the answer there. The battery ran out in the camera. You should share that with the Reddit people, because these people are still.
I don't go on Reddit. I don't go on Reddit mainly because
So you're gonna let these Soprano people just suffer in uncertainty?
I think they need to suffer. Just the sheer fact that they're on Reddit. I don't know.
Reddit is awful. Now every day I get Reddit alerts for stuff I promise you I've never signed up for any of this stuff. People arguing. I get two things: people arguing about Jesus. Was he a Jew? No, he wasn't even a Jew. Like, how do you know? What makes you think he wasn't a Jew? How could you be king of the Jews and not be a Jew? But this is an argument that goes on every single day on Reddit. And the other stuff is Beatles stuff that nobody would know about or care about. Like, how did John feel about Paul saying this? Like, first of all, who the fuck cares? And second of all, who the hell would know? Nobody ever asked John about how he felt about. So you want people who were Beatle fans to tell you how John Lennon felt about what Paul McCartney said to somebody.
Is Yoko on? If Yoko's in the thread, maybe she could tell them. You know, like she said, well, John and I were in bed discussing it, and he said this is how he felt about it.
Yeah,
and I said I better write this down because in like 40 years or so,
45.
people going to be on 45 years ago, people going to be writing about it on Reddit, and they're going to want to know. And I'll be like 80, and so I may not remember.
80? She's 90, right?
Oh, well, I said like 80, which is 90.
Older. She's older than him, and he would have been 85 today.
Okay.
So, and not that today's his birthday. I think he didn't. His birthday's in October or something, right? So he would have turned 85. 85. Fucking old to be rocking out a little bit. Lady, I did the paint party yesterday, was 86, and she was still in good shape. You know what? Hope. There's hope for people who she's not going to be out there playing basketball tomorrow, but she's still living her life.
Well, no, she could be playing basketball tomorrow. We don't, it may be Nerf basketball. It may be
too cold. Too cold out in the park.
Are you kidding? That's how meat stays fresh. The colder it is, the longer the meat stays fresh.
It's not even 50 years now. I'm looking at this thread, and words are coming out of my mouth that I'm not even thinking. It's not even winter yet, and it's cold as fuck. And so winter will kick in, in 10 days or something? What's today? The 8th? More than that, 12 days or something. Winter kicks in, and then it gets super cold. Like you get these days where we start talking about wind chill and how cold it really feels, as opposed to how cold it really is. And you don't want to leave the house because it feels like -8 or whatever. And how long does that last? 2 months, and then you start getting these little whiffs of spring starting to come. So I'm just like preparing myself. This is how I live my life, with anxiety, pre-living things that I'm worried about, like this, because I'm not good with the brutal cold.
And me, I live my life waking up and realizing what I forgot to do the previous day or week. Like today, I just found out something that I forgot to do back in November. I was like, oh shit, and I'm upset. I'm sincerely upset about it. I can't talk about it in public. I talked about it with my wife, and she doesn't seem to think it's like a big deal, but it's a big deal to me because the moment was the important thing. It was like capturing the moment, and I can't capture the moment again.
So,
yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Krager, I don't know who that is. She's on my Facebook page responding to me saying my 50 years of not having any respect zero respect for Kiss has been thoroughly validated. This is what she said: not going to the hospital or urgent care after one takes a blow to the head is a bad choice. Ask Bob Saget. Now, do you suppose she's talking about me, or did one of the guys from Kiss take a blow? What does that mean? Is she
maybe
funny and making fun of me?
This is maybe she took the blow to the head. And that's why the comment is such a non sequitur. She took the blow to the head. She should have gone to the doctors.
I thought she.
I don't know.
It seems hostile, doesn't it? Seem a little hostile, like she might be a big Kiss fan.
Of course, it's hostile. She just took a blow to the head.
Maybe she's a Kiss fan and just hates me now because I don't like Kiss.
Yeah, I think you're internalizing it. I think it's all about her, and that she got kicked to the head, and she should have gone for attention. Now it's a cry for help.
All right. So basically, you're saying just let it go. That's what you're saying, right?
Of course, let it go. Yeah.
Well,
just like the Disney song says.
Now, Bob Saget,
close personal friend of mine,
but he didn't have a chance. We don't know. I never got to the bottom of this. He was in a hotel. The theory was he fell in the bathroom or something and then went to bed, right? Or he just we don't know. He did a show, went back to his hotel room, and then woke up the next day dead. Well, or didn't wake up the next day dead. Right? What happened to Bob Saget? You don't know, and then neither do I.
Well, it says it was blunt force trauma to the head.
Oh, you're looking it up?
Yeah. Now it doesn't say that he was kicked in the head by a horse. So we can rule that out.
Yeah. Well,
now, also he was at the time that this says he was positive for COVID at the time of his death. Not that COVID caused him to hit his head or anything, but if you're being treated, or if your system is already compromised and weakened, maybe he would have survived the blunt force trauma. I don't know.
See,
I don't know what they're saying.
What makes him, if he was in bed, they're assuming it was, because I'm just reading this, Bob Saget's death was officially ruled an accident from blunt head trauma, likely from an unwitnessed fall. Well, that's a leap to make. Oh, he must have fell. Like, how do you know somebody didn't come in and whack him with a hammer and then put him in bed, right?
Well, again, I'm thinking they're looking at the shape of the injury,
right?
How serious the injury was. Maybe there was no blood. Maybe literally like he fell in the tub, there was no blood, and therefore he just thought, okay, I'll just lay down. This is, maybe there was and the fact that if he had his wallet and ID and jewelry and stuff, it was like, well, he wasn't mugged, so they can rule that out.
Right. So, but it could have been like somebody mad at him. Somebody's got a beef with him. Somebody.
Maybe I don't know where this was. If it happened in L.A., maybe
Florida.
Florida. Okay.
Florida's a sketchy state, man.
Now, if this was after performance, and if he was performing, let's say, if this was one of those elevator gigs where he could just get in the elevator and go to his room, there may be surveillance footage of him walking around and nothing happening. You're like, okay, he was not hit, he wasn't attacked, he walks, he goes.
Nobody was in his room. Nobody went in his room. There was right. So all right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just if I were making an official statement, those are the things I'd have to know.
So he did a show on, because he just came from a show. He performed a show. It was an elevator gig. Performed a show. And then went up to his on COVID though. Imagine doing a hour or more. Like, I don't know. Did you get COVID?
COVID could have been the early stages, like the first 3 or 4 days when it hasn't really hit you, but the virus is inside of you.
Yeah.
Or it could have been toward the tail end when you've pretty much gotten over most of the symptoms.
It beats the shit out of me, but we have to make the caveat that I'm a pussy, too much of a pussy.
Okay.
So anything kicks the shit out of me. These are images of paintings I have to do that just came in the mail. I don't know if you saw that.
Just now, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of,
I came in the mail also, and they've been complaining about that.
The mailman
they had to clean up the box.
Yeah, maybe get a male chick or a female chick. No,
that's what we have. We have a female carrier.
Yeah, pigeons. You can turn that off. Thank you very much. Speaking of people who fell down and died,
Jim Carroll.
Why does Jim Carroll fall? Why does Jim Carroll fall?
I don't know his cause of death. I don't know. I really like his song, but I don't know his cause of death.
You like how I do that? For people on the radio, I just karate chopped midair. High karate, like the old cologne that isn't around anymore. High karate, which never hurt anybody, by the way. Karate chop. Who came up with that? Like, there's no such thing as a karate
heart attack. Okay, he died of a heart attack at age 60.
Wow. Why do people have heart attack? Why do people heart attack? And it doesn't flow. Die.
Now, did you watch Saturday Night Live?
Of course not.
Okay.
What the hell? Me?
Well, my wife and I basically watched 2 parts. We watched the introduction, the host. Actually, we watched 3 things. We watched the cold opening. We watched.
Why is it cold? I've never understood that.
Because it's before the theme song and stuff. Saturday Night had like the opening, which is like Saturday Night. The music, the introduction, and then the host comes out and opens the show. It's called the cold opening because it's actually the opening before the actual opening. That's my understanding of it, because I do cold openings, so I'm told, but nobody told me what I was doing.
Yeah,
so
thank you for that, because that clears it up a lot. So on this program, the Rev is our cold opener. All right, go ahead.
I think so. The news, yeah, he's the cold opener. He's like the thing. He opens the show even though the show hasn't started yet.
I feel educated now about.
I think so. I mean, I can look up what is a cold opening and see if there's like a real definitive answer and see how close I.
It will show you Stephen Ortiz's ass, but that's.
I'm thinking it'll be my first wife's vagina, but okay.
All right. You were talking about Saturday Night Live or something.
Man. What is the cold opening in film in a TV show? Let's say in a TV show. Apparently it's a cold opening is a narrative technique used in television that begins a show with a scene before the opening credits, designed to engage the audience immediately.
So they should call it a warm opening then, to get them engaged immediately. Let's warm. I like warm better. Let's call it a warm opening. So you watch Saturday Night Live, you watch the warm opening and the monologue or whatever it is. Who was the guest?
It was Melissa McCarthy.
Paul McCarthy? I don't know.
Yeah, the comedian.
Yeah. She's kind of big redhead.
Well, she's lost a lot of weight. She's still a
kind of smaller redhead.
She's still a plus size. She's kind of a full figure.
Middle plus size redhead.
She's not a redhead, but I think she's a brunette now.
She's kind of like a middle-sized brunette. Yeah, I know the one.
Okay, so, and as a general rule of thumb, I usually enjoy her work, but this opening monologue was like, I don't know who the fuck wrote it and why they should even keep their job. That's the things I watch when I see these sketches and stuff.
That was like, an awfully brutal takedown, what you just said there.
What?
I don't know who the fuck wrote it and why.
Did I say fuck? I don't. I'm sorry. I didn't even know if I said. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
It was bad. But that you went one like, why were you even born? You writer.
It was awful. It was fucking awful. And I mean, look, I'm not saying that all the Revs cold openings are good, because he's taking the headlines, and sometimes there's just no fucking headlines that you can do anything with,
Yeah, not funny. Not funny. Nothing's funny.
Right. And even if, or it doesn't, the headline itself doesn't have to be funny, but it has to be something that he can take and turn into something humorous, Yeah. And when I'm saying because I actually write those things for him. I write them and then I wake him up around 2 a.m. so that he can do them. And he does a cold read, like he does like 2 takes of a cold read and then puts, see which one's better. No.
So yeah, you know what?
So I'm not saying that everything I write is like gold or anything like that. But I'm not Saturday Night Live. Okay. Right. I'm not a Saturday Night Live writer. Okay. If I were a Saturday Night Live writer, well, first of all, I get critiqued hard anyway from certain circles. Even though I'm not of that caliber, I'm not the caliber where I'm a professional writer. I get paid for that or anything like that. So I get hard criticism and I can take it. So the people from Saturday Night Live, they get paid pretty decent money, I'm assuming. Yeah. And if not, then they need to pay the writers better so they can get better writers. Because their writers, for the most part, suck. And I'm not just saying this because it's a generational divide. There's sometimes, even with the generational divide, you can see why something is funny. It's just, I'm just trying to think of an example. Okay, I have an opening for a bit, and my complaint is about I honestly have a beef with young comedians who tell old jokes. And what I mean by old jokes is that they talk about themselves at 30 as if they were 60, and they compare the two, and it's not. And I can't stand that. They have no fucking idea. Okay, so my opening.
I get that. That bothers me that people, when they start talking as if they're old and you know they're 30 years old, 32 years old, something. It's just like, dude, you're still a kid in my world. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right. And so my opening is, I hate comedians that tell old jokes. And by old jokes, I don't mean a man walked into a bar, he should have ducked. Okay.
Wait, a guy walked into a bar? What bar?
But he should have ducked.
Oh.
See, if he didn't duck, he wouldn't have walked into a bar. See? Now
that's pretty funny. I never. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, so that's, like I said, but you can see why that, even if you don't think that's funny, you can see why it would be funny.
Yeah.
Because technically it's a joke.
And he should have ducked. He should have ducked.
Right. And he wouldn't have walked into the bar. And the classic line is, a man walks into a bar and he says to the bartender, blah, 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 blah. And instead of all that, he just says he should have ducked. Yeah. So that's it. That's a cold opener for me for a bit. And you don't have to think it's funny, but if you break it down, you can understand why it's a joke. Saturday Night Live, I watched it and I'm like, I don't know why that's a fucking joke. I don't know why that's supposed to be funny. It's not funny. And if it sucks, matter of fact, it's beyond sucking. It's disappointing.
You want to give it the blind mic treatment? You want to play a little bit of it? No.
I don't really want to. I
didn't see it. Yeah, well, all right. I'll watch it on my own. Fine.
Okay,
I'll watch it on my own.
I don't think it's worth taking a copyright strike.
No, and then I'm going to call you and say, and you'll say, I don't know who the fuck wrote that and why.
And the thing is, and it's not just me saying it. My wife sits there and watches these things with me. As a matter of fact, I think when my wife and I are watching it, she's the reason why we don't watch the whole thing. I will watch the whole thing, and just to see if there's a piece of redemption in there. But so we watched it. We watched the cold opener. We watched the host monologue, and then we watched Weekend Update. And the Weekend Update with Michael Che and Colin Jost is usually pretty fucking funny. I don't like their minions when they bring in the minions. The other cast members with their bits in there, because it doesn't help the Weekend Update. It doesn't move it along. It just drags it through the mud, drags it down to some stupid level.
Huh?
No,
she lost a lot of weight. I'm looking at pictures here. Is that like a pressure, like body shame? Because I mean, she seemed.
I'm thinking it was a Hollywood body shame.
That's what I mean. Yeah, because she was very successful and seemed comfortable in her own skin, being a heavier woman. But but looking at this thing, it looks like Hollywood forced her into. You know what? You need to lose weight.
If you want more roles, and if you don't want, it's possible that she says, "I am tired of playing the fat plucky friend," and then they go, "Well, don't be fat, and you won't be the fat plucky friend." That's it. It's almost as if saying you can't be plus size and find love. You can't have a romantic life and be plus size. That's almost
you make it my life. Stop it.
So
stop it.
It's like I used to like when Janine Garofalo first started doing comedy.
Oh, we're back to her again.
Because I thought that she was fantastic. I thought there was nothing wrong with the way she looked. I thought her humor, her mind, I thought she was perfect the way she was. But Hollywood, says, okay, we need you to lose whatever pounds. If you're going to be in more movies, because I think she was in The Truth About Cats and Dogs, and I think she was in some movie with Ben Stiller where they're like where they think they're heroes or something, but they're not really heroes. They're just regular people pretending to be heroes. I can't remember that movie.
I think she was in Cop Town with I'm pretty sure some one of those serious movies. Cop Town with Sylvester Stallone, I think. Pretty sure. I don't remember. No, I'm being a dope. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was interrupting you with something stupid that wasn't really relevant to, but I think she was in Cop Town. Like she had a serious role of a cop. Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. Films. Yeah, movies. Here we go.
Copland.
Wet Hot American Summer. Okay.
Copland, I think it was, right?
Mystery Men. Mystery Men is the movie I was thinking about. She was in The Matchmaker, The Truth About Cats and Dogs, Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion, Reality Bites.
Yeah, she was in Copland. Janine Garofalo. Wow, what a cast! Good cast for a shitty movie. Sylvester Stallone, Harvey Keitel, Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, and Janine Garofalo. Garofalo, and other people. Annabella Sciorra, Michael Rappaport, Robert Patrick. Quite a few people. Kathy Moriarty. Quite a few people in that movie. Like Payday.
I don't remember seeing Copland, but
it's you know what? It's pretty close to real life, I think, that movie. It's about a town in New Jersey where all New York City cops bought houses right across the river because they were cheaper there. But then they took over the town, and it was like corrupt cops to hiding crimes and all that kind of stuff.
okay.
Yeah. So, but she was a serious actress in that movie, and I think she was like considered for an Emmy, not an Emmy. What it was, Best Supporting Actress or something in that.
Golden Globe or Oscar or something.
Yeah, one of those. Like we'll give it. No, it's a FIFA Film Award.
Yeah, FIFA. FIFA. Yeah,
FIFA Film Award.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That reminds me. I don't know if you got your notice in the mail, but mine came Saturday that we were nominated for FIFA Best Podcast for 2025.
Interesting. I haven't even seen a soccer ball, so it should be FISA, right? Not FIFA. I haven't seen a soccer ball since my son was like 3 years old, and like beginning soccer. I got kicked out of going to see my son play soccer because I was rough on the ref. What? I was one of those
Did you use
parents.
your hands? Because you know you're not supposed to use your hands.
No. Well, at the end, when I shook his hand, I made him cry. But the kid was definitely the kid who was reffing. He was absolutely in the tank of this one side. Like he was just making calls for one team and none for the other team. And I was just like, well, what am I? And he gave me this card. Gladly, this card means get out. The game stops until they escort you off the property. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm getting thrown out by a fucking kid. Well, you can't question the refs. Well, the refs are in the fucking tank for the other team. There's no. Well, we're just. Oh, come on, man! Can't you leave? We want to play the game. All right, I'll leave. And then the game's over. And I went back and I said, listen, no hard feelings. And I went to shake the kid's hand. I fucking squeezed. I said, you ever fucking do that to me again?
I was wondering. So you said you made him cry. I was wondering if you squeezed his hand. That's what I was wondering.
Oh, you could see the tears like welling up in his eyes. I said, yeah, I'll shove this fucking hand right up your fucking ass. But so that's
again, it's soccer. You're not supposed to use your hands.
Yeah, I know.
You're supposed to shove your foot up his.
Well, the game was over by that time, but the point is, I never saw a soccer ball again ever in my life. That's it. No soccer balls. Damn. Sorry, New Zealand.
It's funny because I was talking to, the rest of the staff at Mind Dog TV, the Rev and myself, and we were going to give you a soccer ball for Christmas. We were going to chip in, and we just couldn't decide if we wanted to give you an official FIFA soccer ball,
or if we wanted
to give you
Might end up being a thoughtful. It might be like one of those things that makes the Grinch's heart grow 10 times the Grinchness.
And the thing is, we're trying to get it signed by that kid who kicked you out.
Signed. His hand is.
we were going to get him to sign it, but we couldn't find out which kid referee it was. Well, and we Googled it. We Googled up kid referees, and
just look for the kid with dust on the end of his arm, because there's no hand there anymore.
So I did. We did Google a kid with kid with sore hand, kid referee soccer. We did look up all this stuff, and I think I'm being monitored now because they think I was just trying to Google too much kid stuff.
Yeah, all right. You're on a list.
Yeah, I'm on a list. As a matter of fact, I think the same guy who's monitoring Stephen Ortiz's sites are now monitoring mine.
And it's the New Zealand SEAL team,
Kiwi team.
Yeah, whatever. Penguin
Kiwi team 6.
Yeah, Penguin team. So, but Janine Garofalo, I gotta be honest. Did she change her opinion? Because she still looks. I don't know. Didn't she always look the way she looks now? Always. Like.
I think she's thinned out a little.
I didn't know she was ever chubby.
Well, that's just it. To me, she wasn't. To me, she was fine. But again, Hollywood.
Yeah, I saw her live 2 years ago with Carl, and she still looked like she's one of these people that doesn't age. She still looks like she did 30 years ago or whatever that was that she was on.
I think she has more tattoos now.
You know what? Short people. I'm not. I already said it. She's not a midget. She's not, but she's not very tall. And I think
she's like 5'1", 5'2".
Yeah, like people in that height range, they don't. I mean, they.
Oh, they can. No, they can. They can.
Yeah, Mickey Rooney did. Mickey Rooney got old. He was in that height. So what? Disregard everything I said, but not this.
Now, as part WAP or part Guinea, how do you identify part WAP, part Guinea, or part Dago? I'm just wondering what you thought of the Sopranos series if you watched it.
I thought the Sopranos series was fake. Now, there's parts of it.
Of course, it's fake. It's a TV show.
No, but I mean a fake representation.
Breaking news.
I get it, but a fake representation of what mob want to be, because here on Long Island, it's very much like New Jersey. And first of all, sanitation companies. Sorry, if I'm exposing anybody here. These sanitation companies, garbage men, the people who run those, a mob want to be what you would say mob adjacent, but they're not even really adjacent. In their mind, they set up this. We're in some kind of organization. They're not. They know a guy who says he is, but he's not really. And so you get these people like Michael Franzese, who were like his father was a hitman for the old mob when there really was a mafia. Michael came in, took it over, and he was running this gas scam where where gas stations weren't paying the tax money. They would come in and they were just saving that cash. It all smelled like gasoline. Michael Franzese would add this thing where he was laundering money that smelled like gasoline. And he was kind of a mob boss. But then that went away, and there was all these loose connections of wannabes, but not real. And The Sopranos reminds me a lot of these. Oh, yeah, I'm connected. He's connected. He's not connected. He knows a guy who says he's connected. All these guys are just full of shit. So,
well, now that is actually a plot line in season 6, because in season 6, toward the end, when all the bumping off starts, one guy, Phil, says, they're not a mob. They're just a crew.
Yeah.
They're not a family. They're just a crew, a glorified crew. And so we just take them out, and then they say that they don't even do the oath right. They don't do the blood and the gun and the flag and the knife and the butter and the cheesecake, whatever.
I honestly think that stopped in like the 50s. So by the time The Sopranos came along in the 90s, I mean, you had all these people, mob busters and that bullshit. But the Gotti era, all those people that were made men, they were fewer and fewer. By the time Sopranos got made, it was all that. It was, they're just a crew. They're not really. They knew somebody who said they were connected. Maybe their father had some ties to that when there was a real organization or lack of a sloppy organization. But so that's all. The Sopranos was a lot of that, and they glorified a lot of those idiots who just pretend, or still to this day pretend, yeah, I'm in the mafia. No, you're not. There is no fucking such thing anymore. It's blown to hell. There is no blood oath. There is none of this fucking, secret ceremonies and all that stuff anymore.
I know that my father, like I said, my father was a numbers runner, and in Baltimore, we didn't have, there was no mafia, so to speak. There was syndicate, but my father wasn't part of syndicate. My father was a numbers runner, for another crew, so to speak. My father was not connected, but he did have police officers on the take. He did have a certain amount of clout when he walked out the door. And
yeah, absolutely. Those kind of corrupt deals with people who had some power over things, but there was no, because they kind of they portrayed as the New York office and everything money funnels up. No, that fucking shit ended. There's no like central office in New York that runs New Jersey and Long Island and all that. It's a bunch of fucking ragtag, disorganized crews who at one point might have been related to those old school guys who had offices in New York. But I think even the Gotti era just kind of, it was fake below that Sammy the Bull and John Gotti stuff, and then it trickled down, and then you had a bunch of ragtag Freemasons, freelancers, whatever the fuck they were.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm not even, and my father, I'm not even sure. Like I said, I know who my father's boss was. My father immediately answered to a guy named One Arm Joe, who was a guy named Joe with one arm. That's how he got the name.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of creative.
Yeah, I thought so. I was thinking, because this way we won't get him confused with Two Arm Joe, but nobody called Two Arm Joe Two Arm Joe. They just called him Joe. I guess because having two arms was normal, but having one arm wasn't.
Most Joes, I would say 99% of Joes have two arms.
And that's what I'm thinking. So those are the ones you need to distinguish from the others. One arm Joe, you shouldn't have to distinguish. It's all the two arm Joes that you need to separate from. You need to be able to tell them apart. So it'd be like Two Arm Joe 1, so you know which one he is. A Two Arm Joe 2, Two Arm Joe 3. Number them.
Why is the nicest guy calling me a frog? I don't have a cigar. I'm not saying I'll get that courageous cat in Minute Mouse. I don't know.
Okay, there's one of two reasons, and I don't think you'd like the other one. Is really not. We know that's not right.
You think
isn't the frog the symbol that the alt-right uses?
Oh, the Groiper. They're the Groiper frog.
Was it Pepe the Frog or something, or Pepe the Frog?
Yeah. The Groipers use it. They're not. Why you call yourself Nazis? Groipers. That just sounds wrong.
Yeah, but we don't think that's what it is. So I'm thinking maybe your voice was a little croaky or something.
All right.
At one point.
He's not really the nicest guy. He's not even close to the nicest guy. He's whatever. I'm certain he's a nice guy.
I think he's a derivative of the nicest guy, because he's the nicest guy. 02.
Oh, 2. I see that. I see that now. What happened? Did they off the nicest guy?
Don't know.
That is, I never noticed the 02 before. He's number 2. Well, maybe that means number 2 is, whatever. So speaking of mob guys, and we're gonna tie this all together in a nice little with a bow. You got a bow?
I'm a married man. Even if I did have a bow, I wouldn't admit on public radio.
Oh, is it bow or boo? Anyway,
my wife called me boo.
Right. So we were talking about guys who fall down mysteriously with a blunt trauma on their head, and then they just say, "Oh, there's nothing suspicious there. He just fell."
Right.
And then we were talking about mobs.
The full Saget, what they call the full Saget.
Right. Yeah, the full Saget. So
or
yeah,
is it the Soul Faggot? I can't remember which one it is now.
So
I think it's the full Saget.
Sherry Jacobus, you know Sherry? She used to play second base for the Mets.
I thought she played bass.
By the way, congratulations to Jeff Kent.
I thought she was a second string bassist for the Mets.
What if I say this? You know who Jeff Kent is, right?
Oh yeah, he's the third baseman for the Mets.
He was the second baseman for the Mets, but he's also been elected to the Hall of Fame now. Most home runs ever for a second baseman in the history of baseball. Jeff Kent, they used to call him Superman. He was only with the Mets for like 5 years, but I think most of those home runs were hit as a Giant, San Francisco Giant. Maybe he played for Toronto too, but the second baseman now going in the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Jeff Kent. But coming back to Sherry Jacobus, who never played second baseman for the Mets.
And never got a dinner.
Right, she was on this program and she was delightful. She if you don't know who she is, she used to be a Republican pundit, one of these people who worked for the RNC and was out there delivering the Republican message for years and years and years.
Yeah, their talking points, yeah.
Until Donald Trump came along, and then she was on CNN and she exposed the fact that, remember, I'm self-funded, and she's like, no, he has a CPAC, and this is all the details on where his money's coming from. And then she got a call from one of his people. That she was living in New York at the time. She got a call like almost midnight. You better get out of your apartment. They're coming to get you now. Like it's a hit on her. Saying,
but why would they? I mean, that's stupid. I think that was just like an idle threat to scare her.
That was my initial reaction when I heard that story too. But she said it was backed up that people. She had some friends and detectives because she did get out and had some people like watching it. And people have, I don't know, validated for her
that doesn't seem hit worthy, because as soon as Trump said he was self-funded, I knew as soon as he opened his mouth and said he was self-funding that he was lying, and that there was other.
You knew that, but I get what you're saying, but consider the fact that the cult at that time was just like deep digging their heads into the Kool-Aid and not believing anything negative, and they still are. But when that came around, and there was he's a self-funded, and it's still kind of self-funded. She was the first Republican, because remember, again, she was a Republican pundit. She was the first one on that side to come out against him. And I was like, wait a minute, you're a traitor now. It's like, wait, how dare you? He's going to be a Republican nominee. How dare you come out and expose him like this? So on that level, because that was their first Republican that really cross the line and say, hey, wait a minute, this guy he's a slimy orange fuck.
I mean,
anyway.
Now I can. Let's put it this way: if the Koch brothers did not have Rachel Maddow rubbed out or bumped or killed for what she did to them, because that was a much bigger scandal, her exposing them, than Trump being exposed for taking money from other sources, not being self-funded. The Koch brothers, the Koch brothers were like powers behind the throne for many, many years, and people didn't even know their fucking names or who they look like. What they look like, and she just blew him right out of the water.
Right, but the Koch brothers don't have. I don't know if they have or don't have. Look, Beef's here. Let's let him. Good morning, Mr. Beef.
Good morning. How are you folks doing?
Good. Did you release the Mind Dog files?
Release the.
I did. I released them late last night because I had so much going on this weekend. Usually I release them at, I think, like 8 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning, but I worked all weekend. It was my dad's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday,
so
Dad.
He's 84.
How old is he now? What?
84.
84.
There's a lot of that going around.
A lot of 84s going around.
He was born the day before Pearl Harbor was bombed.
Wow. So he's the reason they did it.
He is. That's what I usually tell people.
Huh.
Yeah, it was like Herod. Herod was over there trying to kill all the babies that were born, trying to kill the next Messiah.
I'm sorry, it's Herod.
No, I think you're thinking Polybus. Polybus.
I got it on good authority from Mikey that it's King Herod.
Hair aid.
I think he's thinking of the song, King Herod.
Yeah. So let me bring it back to Sherry Jacobus was on the program. We had a lovely conversation. Somewhere along the line, I must have said something that pissed her off on Twitter or something. She blocked me. And I don't know why she blocked me. I'd love to get it back on the program. But I have been saying since it happened that Ivanka's mother, Ivana, was murdered. She fell down the stairs.
Yeah. Of course.
She fell down the stairs with a coffee cup in her hand. She had no known preconditions, no illnesses or balance issues. She was fine. She was in her 70s, but that's not old enough to get like.
Was there coffee burns on her hand or face or something?
No, the coffee cup wasn't even broken. She fell down 3 flights of stairs supposedly. And here's she had.
Whoa! I'm sorry, 3 flights of stairs.
Yeah, 3 flights of stairs.
She's like, God.
Hold on a second. There's an elevator right next to where she was standing, like a working elevator. Well, if you're carrying a coffee, especially, I'll take the elevator rather than walk down 3. Why was she walking down 3 flights of stairs?
Apparently, she wasn't walking. Sounds like she was bouncing down 3 flights. Yeah.
How do you?
Yeah, if she was walking, she wouldn't be dead.
And didn't spill a drop. And didn't spill a drop.
4 stairs, maybe. Like you just don't keep falling. That would be hilarious, especially if it's like a level. And then it levels out at a platform.
Right. That's why I said 3
and
flights.
Then it turns and it goes down, and then it turns and it goes down. That means she has to go across each level to fall down the stairs.
Yeah, that's like a Tim Conway sketch.
Yeah.
Is that who used to do that? Who used to just like, oh God, can't stop it.
So now I'm watching this yesterday. Sherry Jacobus has this video out, and she's questioning this. She says in the video that Ivana was scheduled to be deposed the following day. She died on July 14th. July 15th, the entire Trump family was scheduled to be deposed in this civil suit about Trump organization of defrauding charities and all that stuff. Now, I was under the assumption, or not of the belief, that she had been talked to by Michael Wolff about Ivanka's secretive abortion when she was 15, that was actually daddy's baby, and she was going to be spilling the beans in a new book 2 days before. She was told Michael Wolff 2 days before, and then she just falls down the stairs or bounces down the stairs. But then I did some digging, and it turns out she wasn't part of the people who were getting deposed. Everybody else in the family was getting deposed. She got excused from the deposition, or at least temporarily, but that set back the entire deposition. They postponed it so the kids could go to the funeral, blah blah blah. And then, according to some of the people, Ivanka, the daughter, testimony or deposition changed after that, like she was intimidated. And the idea that Sherry is kind of floating out there, that Orange Daddy used his ex-wife to send a message to his kids about watch what you say in the deposition. Like, do you think he's that fucking just evil? Like, I'm going to scare my kids by having them think I will kill them if they say the wrong.
Again, this is just a hypothesis based on some of the things we know from police records. Trump did have a volatile temper with Ivanka, right? Ivanka, which one's the wife? Ivana?
Yeah.
Ivana. Because there's a police report that he raped her, and abused her after he got his hair plugs. It was so painful. He raped her and beat her and
that's in her first book. She wrote about that.
Right. So we do know he has that in him. It's possible that he went to, quote, talk to her and went into another rage, and then perhaps mishandled her near the steps. And
I don't think he would do it himself.
No, because that's murder. He would not murder her himself, but he did abuse her himself. It's not like he, and again, it was out of rage and out of. So I'm not saying he planned. I'm just saying it's possible that he went to talk to her, and I'm doing the rabbit ears for the people on the radio in case they can't tell by the way I said talk to her, that
G.D. Fenderson Jr. now with coke on his lip.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna give Trump the benefit of the doubt. This is what I think happened. I think he went to talk to her. They were at the top of the stairs. He's like, "No one falls downstairs better than I do. Why don't we have a competition? You go first." And then she didn't do so well, and he didn't do his. He didn't try.
Well,
he did try, but he has this gesture that prevents him from hurting himself.
From moving, where his hand jerking off, sucking a cock.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like a break, you know.
I'm the greatest downstairs.
She was an athlete. She was a skier and had like supposedly like very good.
Yeah, but she doesn't ski on steps. That's a totally different art form.
Well, honestly, though, if you're a good athlete and you do fall differently than other people.
Yeah, that's true.
Even downstairs, you do have a tendency to know how to catch yourself or roll or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I've done martial arts for well over a decade, and if I fall, I turn that fall into a fall where I'm not going to hurt myself. I roll or I do a break fall or something like that. I even did that when I broke my leg. I broke my ankle, and I was in one of those immobilizer from the knee down.
I remember that time I told you to bend over and grab your ankles. That was fun. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I was also I had one of those carts, the knee scooters that you put your knee on and you use your other leg. And it was in the snow. And I was on that, and it hit something, and I went and I actually flipped over the top of that, and I just rolled and popped right back up on my good leg. So, I think a lot of athletes can fall well. She was clearly murdered. I mean, I said that most people I think said that when it happened. Like, they killed her.
Doesn't the elevator?
But the thing is, but people said it like it's normal. She was killed.
Actually, you're right, GD. They did. They're like, another casualty of
yeah.
All right, but let's just dial back here a little bit. She had an elevator right there. She supposedly has information that her NDA just expired. So she had an NDA with him that had just expired a week before. She had an elevator there. She had several flights, not just one flight of stairs, which kind of, what did she trip or that whole fucking thing? Like, how do you?
That's Tim Conway. That's a Tim Conway bit.
Right. Now, one more thing. The cops the very next day said it's not suspicious and just ruled it an accident. On July 15th, this happened on the 14th. On the 15th, they ruled it likely from a fall, no foul play suspected. Wrap it up. Boom, boom, boom. All this, like, nobody questioned there's an elevator there. She's got information.
Well, I think part
73,
of it,
not like 73.
I think part of it is the fact that she was older, and a lot of times when people are older, they say, okay, wrap it up. They don't want to suspect foul play. If there isn't any obvious foul play, they're not going to look for foul play. They're going to say they were old, they fell. They were old, they had a heart attack. They were old.
Yeah. The cause of death is blunt trauma to the torso, not to the head, to the torso. Now, there's two torsos, right? Upper torso, lower.
So it's possible that once she got down, and maybe that's how she got down the rest of the steps. Somebody nudged her with their foot in the torso.
They stair surfed on her.
Yeah, that's possible too.
Yeah, they used her as a surfboard and just surfed on down the stairs.
Or when she got to the first landing, they nudged her with their foot to get her to the second landing.
Oh, what? It
nudged her with their foot.
Ruptured her aorta. What blunt trauma? Like collapsed her lungs? What do they say? I'd have to see the autopsy. I'd have to see the official autopsy.
Yeah, I think we should see the autopsy.
You would think, but I don't even know if an autopsy was done. Right?
Can we dig up the body? Can we dig up the body and take a look at it?
Yeah. Can we?
No, because we don't know where the body is. We know there's a coffin full of like Russian papers buried on a golf course somewhere.
She's probably alive.
She's with Epstein.
Let's start that new one. She's actually alive because she's a billionaire anyway. She's just chilling somewhere.
But being a medical professional, John, seriously, now give me, and I know you're not a forensic, whatever.
I'm the forensic guy.
Coroner. You're not a coroner, but how common is it for somebody to die from blunt force injuries to the torso? Like, what does that even mean? Like, I broke a rib?
No, 9 times out of 10, if an older person falls, there is shearing of the blood vessels in the brain. And this is because as we age, our brain atrophies as a common cause of aging. That's just normal. So you have a fixed structure, which is your skull. Just think of it that way simply. And then you've got your brain that's in there. And there are blood vessels attached all through there. And as you fall, if you hit the back of your head, you hit the front of your head, that brain moves forward and shifts back and forth. That will cause the blood vessels to shear or rupture or cut. And then you've got a bleed in the brain. You also will like get a contusion or like a bruise to the front of the brain. And then that causes that bleeding, which causes increased pressure in the head, which causes people to herniate or die relatively quickly. That is the most common thing. To have someone say that they have blunt trauma to the chest as cause of death, that is weird, I think. But I'm not a forensic person, but that is from an ER
That
trauma
sounds
nurse.
like kicking. That sounds like kicking him down the other two
punching
flights.
Punching, something like that. Blunt force.
Well, I don't think if she fell down the stairs, I don't think they'd punch her. I think they'd kick her because if it's Trump, again, to go back to my theory, he's not going to bend over to hit her. But if he's angry enough, he will kick her.
Maybe he thought she was pregnant and he just wanted to, and it was his baby. He thought it was his baby because he doesn't know that people stop being able to produce babies. And he's like, we're going to end it. We're going to give you abortion right now. Throws her down the stairs.
All right. Here, just with all that we've that I've said, which you guys haven't even validated to be true yet. You're just going by my stupid recap of Sherry Jacobus's stupid recap. Doesn't at least raise suspicion that the cops just closed that case without even questioning it the very next day? Like, first of all, the elevator, she had an elevator there. Why take the stairs at all? Second of all, she lived in this very ritzy apartment thing. Nobody heard her fall. Nobody came out. They found her at the bottom of the stairs like later, like she had been laying there. Nobody heard, like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
None of it, and then just to say, well, wrap it up here. Court case tomorrow is postponed. You guys do what you got to do, get your ducks in order, and then none of it seems like, I don't know.
Now, I could say this though: if she has 3 flights of stairs, what is there evidence that she fell down 3 flights of stairs? I mean, it would be more likely that she fell like the last 3 stairs or something like that.
Yeah.
And that will very commonly kill an older person. You have people that do what we call ground level falls that die from shearing forces. But again, it's not blunt trauma to the chest. And I would like to know what they mean by blunt trauma. Do they mean exactly? Did they rupture the aorta? Did they have pneumothorax or hemothorax or something that caused them?
Did they break a rib and the rib puncture her lung?
Yeah, and that would just collapse one lung, and then she just.
With all the suspicious circumstances, to close the case the next day. Listen, if it was a prostitute on the street, they would keep it open for more than a day, right? I mean, this is
only to make sure they clear the cops of any wrongdoing.
Right. And this, they want to make sure they exonerate Trump in every possible way, don't they? I mean, it just feels.
Well, you don't know. Well, if they suspect Trump did it, then keeping the case open wouldn't exonerate him. They would just expose him to more evidence.
Yeah, you're right. If they thought he did it, but
if they thought he did it, right? If they said, "Oh shit, look at that mark on her chest. That is the bottom of Trump's soul. He's the only one that wears these, whatever that shoe." Bruno, was it Bruno Mars? The shoes that OJ wore. Bruno
Marley. 5 for gold plated slip on.
What was the shoes that OJ wore? Is it Bruno Marley's? Bruno, the expensive
Bruno. Yeah, that is a Bruno something. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they saw that tread mark on her body and went, "Oh, there's only one person around here who has that shoe."
So I can't believe it. You guys are just dismissing this as that. It's just
I'm not dismissing.
You're just saying Trump's innocent, right?
He's innocent. Absolutely not.
See,
absolutely not.
I don't. I think Matt wears those headphones, but I don't think they work because he doesn't hear a damn thing correctly.
I'm sorry. Did you say something? I thought I heard you.
Here's the thing: there's people who have narcissistic tendencies. And then there are people who are clinical narcissists. I 100% believe that Trump fits every description of a clinical narcissist. So he has a true medical condition, and someone like that doesn't care about the life of someone else. All they care about is themselves. So he's just if you just eliminate problems all the time, I would assume.
But even for me, the Sherry's idea that he just used this as a way to send a message to his kids, like you better, when you testify, you better say the right things. That's as evil as it gets. I'm going to kill your mother and throw it down the stairs just to send a message. That's beyond Sopranos fucking crazy. That's
I'm not one to I'm not one to believe that it was a message sent. I honestly just believe it's an act of rage. But again, that's just based on the hearsay that I just overheard.
Right.
The hearsay I just heard you say.
Yeah. Fact check me on any.
I'm not going to take the time to fact check on it because I don't.
No,
really
I'm
give
not
a shit
telling
about
you.
it.
I'm telling the audience here to go fact check, because when Sherry Jacobus said on her little video yesterday that
I'm not even going to fact check you on how to pronounce her name or even how to spell it.
She fact checked me on that, like, because I kept going to Jacobus and she's saying Jacobus. But she said that Ivana was due in court the next day, and I fact checked that, and then there's no credible source that she was supposed to testify. The testimony or the deposition was supposed to start the next morning. That's true, but it was supposed to be Eric, Don Jr., Ivanka. I think that's it. That case, I think, eventually went against the Trump Foundation anyway, and they own millions of dollars that they never paid in civil fines and lost the charity specification. They can't operate a charity in New York ever again, which is like they'll just move to New Jersey. But the whole thing feels way too suspicious to just say, okay, accident, wrap it up, no more. And nobody talked about it for 10 years now until Sherry brings this up on YouTube again. Because I've been saying he murdered his wife, but I thought it was because she was going to spill the beans on the abortion that Ivanka had when she was 15. And rumors were that
and you're saying murder, and I think if he did it, it was more like manslaughter. I don't think it was murder. I don't think that was the intent. I just think he would have just snapped. The man, because murder implies he thought about it. What the fuck does he ever think about? If anything gets carried out, if he has a thought that gets carried out, he's not the one that usually carries it out. He goes, it would be a real shame if something happened to your house and then someone else does it. It'd be a real shame if someone threatened you.
Right, but let me because when you're saying manslaughter, that's like a fit of rage in the moment. Like he went there to have a discussion with her about the NDA. Why would he even go there?
Sure, about the NDA. Why won't you sign a new NDA? I brought one with me. Why don't you? We could settle this like civilized people. Why are you being such a cunt? Whatever.
Oh wow! I'm sorry. What was that word?
Oof.
Yeah. NDA.
Bloody cunt. You fucking cunt.
Wow.
I don't think he does anything himself. I don't think he was even there. My guess is he has a fixer and they just fix stuff for him with a blanket contract to do what they want.
Maybe the elevator was slow. Maybe
reliability.
Yeah, I don't know.
We are going to lose some of our standing as a podcast for science if we keep this up, because we're starting to get into things that we can't scientifically prove.
I was thinking about the science thing yesterday and how the fuck we ever got in. But I have had a lot of scientists on. Have had a lot of doctors on. So there's been some, and I don't know if like the paranormal people, like what cryptologists and
cryptozoologists.
Cryptozoologists, right? What did I say? Cryptologist?
Yeah, something.
That's Alan Katz, cryptologist. But I don't know if they consider that science. But I'm figuring with all those people, those mentions of we've had brain surgeons on, heart surgeons, stem cell research people, all sorts of those kind of doctors on the program. Maybe they're just the algorithm just picks up on words in the conversations that, they must be a science podcast. Because I never put us in a category of science on any of the podcast networks. I don't even know if you can do that from Spotify now. When I was on, Simplecast was the paid service. You could kind of specify different platforms. We want to be in this category. We want to be in that category. Spotify, you just upload it and they pick the category. So, but I'm just guessing on how the hell we ended up in science for good pods.
Science.
I see you guys are finally on IMDb though.
Oh, what?
What?
Matt's on IMDb. Yeah, you are. That's how I saw it. I'm pretty sure.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did say that, and I meant to start an IMDb page because I have like hundreds of episodes on, well, over 100 episodes of some programs, and with guests and stuff. So I think
I didn't create my own IMDb page. I think Craig. What's Craig's last name? Somebody would come up with Craig's last name.
Craig Forrest. Oh, that's the kid I went to school with. That's 3rd grade. Never mind.
Craig is a guy from Off the Cuff Cooking. He was originally on the Roku channel when I had that. Craig.
Matt Napo was known for Off the Cuff Healthy Cooking with Craig Mitchell.
Craig Mitchell. There you go. Craig is a gay fella who.
Well, that's irrelevant.
He.
Unless he's cooking sausage.
He wants to taste the mind. He wants to taste the mine hot dog badly. And I just, this is why I talked about my homophobia. And I like Craig. He's a friend, but I don't want to be alone with him in a room. This is where homophobia comes in. I don't want to be alone with him when he tries to fucking like suck my cock. And then I have to say, listen, dude, I'm not into that. I hate to break your heart. I know how.
I'm just saying,
delicious it looks.
Now, I think there has to be a few steps before he sucks your cock. Okay.
Maybe.
First of all, I would think that your cock would have to be like out there somewhere. Yeah. It's not like it's in your pants and you try to suck it.
So wait a minute. If I'm gonna
we need to discuss why your cock is out of your pants so that he would want to try to suck it. That's what we need to discuss.
It does seem odd. It does seem odd. I'm just saying.
It just seems weird that, there's an unseen cock there, and he just wants to suck it. He doesn't even know.
I generally walk around with my cock out most days. My cock is out right now.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
So I mean, I generally have my cock out because it needs air.
Okay. So, well, GD has an IMDb also. It just has nothing on it.
Yeah, I started an idea and I didn't finish it. I got interrupted, and I better go back. And that's been like 2 weeks. I got to start over.
See, we didn't start ours. We didn't start ours, which I always think is odd.
Well, I gotta
see mine.
I am in a couple of things that should be on the IMDb, but like one of the movies, I can't even remember the name of the movie. Okay, honestly, I can't remember the name of the movie, and I was just an extra. I didn't have a speaking role. I just had a recurring scene where I'm in the background, because every time they shot the group in the back, they had to have consistency. So I was sitting in the same chair, with the same drink, with the same gesture,
See, I would have thought I had more than this on my IMDb page. Something.
Do you have car wash on it?
Oh, no.
See, you would have, that
maybe
should be
I
the
could
first.
Go in and add my own little, because I'm in more than just off the cuff.
Yeah, it says you can add your own stuff. Yeah. So I'm wondering, would it make any difference if we updated some stuff in IMDb for our podcast or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
use IMDb other than to look to see if they're gonna when they do a search about being a guest or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through and do the IMDb, update my IMDb. That's on my to-do list for before I die.
Yeah,
that's
how I started.
See, that's one of the problems with the way I live my life. I set aside a certain amount of time to do something, and if it's not done in that amount of time, I have to find another segment, another day or another week, another hour where I can devote it to that, because something else is scheduled to do. If I can't finish things on my time schedule, I'm fucked because, I have to wait until I have enough time to do something else again.
They have me listed as with the Last Rites podcast too, which is Carl's old show. I don't. Carl doesn't do that anymore. But there's been much more than that. I got to add stuff to my IMDb page.
Yeah. So I gotta add. I guess I should add Coffee with the Dog so that I can get recognition for that. When people Google me, they don't. The other shit doesn't come up instead of this.
What other shit?
What,
you
all
mean
of
the
your
ambush shit?
Private charges, impersonating a white guy, impersonating
No,
a white person.
there was another podcast, another show that someone that Googled me at an open mic. They Googled my name, and the first 10 things about me was affiliated with another show, and that other show just basically bashes me.
Yeah.
So, and I thought to myself, that's weird. I've been on this show longer than I've done more than 10 episodes on this show.
At least 11.
Yeah, 11 or 12. And I think they've only done maybe 10 or 12 episodes on me on that other show. And like the first 10 things are on that show.
Wow.
I got told this weekend that my comedy smells like piss and shit.
Jackie should never have said that to you.
I mean,
comedy smells.
Yeah, like that was an interesting comment, but sure.
I've heard comedy stinks, but I never heard comedy smells. Like smell and stink are two different. That's awful.
Stinks.
I think to get the smell of comedy, you actually have to take a whiff of the microphone after several comedians have used it.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I don't.
Let's give them a reason to think this is a science podcast. Smell and taste are actually the same sense. Go ahead, you guys discuss amongst you.
Well, that's one of the things I was teaching my little girl about how the sense of smell works and how the sense of taste works. And I said, when you actually smell stuff, you literally, it's not just the aroma, you're actually smelling small molecular pieces of that thing floating through the air, and your nose picks it up. I said, and then I said, so if you're in the bathroom and you smell something that smells like shit, that is actually little molecules of shit that are floating around, and they're in your nose.
It's picking up on your taste buds and your tongue. Oh,
yeah. I said, so that is literally, yes, you just little molecules of shit are floating around. They're so small that they can float on air, and that's what's getting in your nose.
Your actual shit. I hate to science it up, but I hate to science it up, but you really should break it down by the cranial nerves and how they respond to smell, taste.
Well,
like, I was cranial nerve one.
I was talking to a 7-year-old. I didn't want to go like two.
Well, I'm trying to science it up. If you want some science, I'll science it up for you.
Go ahead.
Science it up a little bit. Here, before you, I want to preface this, but because I have seen people with credentials like up the wazoo arguing over this very subject, taste and olfactory being one sense, and why do we call it? There really are only 4 senses, not 5. It's the same thing, and they argue back. You have people on both sides of it arguing like it's fucking the most important issue of the day.
I think what makes it a sense is what part of your body picks it up, so to speak. I mean, for example, eyes. Okay, you can throw sand in somebody's eyes. Okay, when we talk about the eyes, we still don't talk about them feeling, even though the eyes can feel the sand. We think of them as being sight receptacles, and not just.
The only thing that gets me is how they argue over this, like it's like viciously argue over this, like it's an important distinction, and we really need to clarify.
Well, there are some people's doctorates are at stake here. There are people who've written dissertations, to get their doctorate on these things, and they have to defend it.
Well, maybe they just have number 4 in science podcast, and they're trying to overtake us because they see we're number 3, and they think the way to do it is
I don't even think that
the census controversy. Let's get on that.
But that's back to the whole defending your doctorate thing. By the time you write your thesis, dissertation, or your capstone, whatever your college calls it, it's a good chance that that's not even relevant anymore. It will have changed. Like I did my doctorate project on male testosterone deficiency syndrome. If you look at that now, I would not follow my.
You didn't even know me then.
I just naturally assumed when I met you. See, when I meet people for the first time, I automatically diagnose them. I think I told GD this.
Yes, yeah.
And I can't help it. I just do that. Oh,
what do I got?
You just can't.
Now, okay. Now, would you meet somebody and you have this first thing? It's like, okay, this is how I think they're going to die. Mm-hmm. How often does actually getting to know the person change your mind about how you think they're going to die?
Well, that would mean I would have to interact with them on a regular basis, which, as we all know, if you don't know that, I do not like to do that.
Yeah, but for example, Matt and I, you've talked to, and I mean, I don't know that you've actually assessed us and went, this is how I think they're going to die. But now you've interacted with us on a number of occasions. And so unless you have to meet them physically in order to get that whole sense, like, oh, okay, now I've seen you and I've seen your gait. I can, smell the old man smell. And now I think I know how you're going to die, and then after you've been there, encountered them for a while, go, something, I may have missed this. I don't think they're going to die of leukemia. I think I'm just going to strangle them.
Oh, that's possible too. That's possible. Yeah. That is not my preferred way to do it because the way I do it is very brutal, strangling. I still prefer to do it as a neck break. So what I do is I come up behind you with some sort of either a really thin rope or a belt that doesn't stretch. And what I do is I loop it over your head like this. Okay. I know you guys can't see this, but so imagine I'm behind someone. I've got a belt
pants on or off?
On my hands. No, my pants are on.
Okay.
My pants are on. I throw it over their head, so towards their face, and then I pull it back. And as I pull it back, I then spin underneath the belt, so it crosses the belt. Okay, and now they're on my back.
Gotcha.
So they're on my back. My back is against their back, and I pull down to choke them and break their neck at the same time. And then I throw them over my shoulder and stand across them and continue to tighten down to make sure that they're dead.
Okay. Now are you wearing gloves? So how thin is it? If it's like a piano wire, does it cut into your hands?
Well, see, I don't use the piano wire unless it's got the little knobs on the end. I mean, you can use like a stick or something. You got to use something that doesn't break though.
Something that doesn't break but does bend. So like a belt, a scarf, maybe a shower curtain.
Tripwire actually works really well. The stuff that we use to rig up pop flares and stuff. That tripwire.
An old bra might work.
Yeah, but if I was going to do it, that's how I would do it. That's called a sentry takedown.
So in case anybody hasn't caught on yet,
CENTRY or CENTURY, like they haven't. Oh, okay.
This is our segment where we give you great holiday ideas. So that's one of them. For Christmas dinner, if there's somebody who's coming for Christmas dinner, you're not all that fond of.
Now, what is that device called that you use? Is that
garrote?
My brain?
Garrote.
It starts with the G. What?
Garrote.
Garrote. Okay, because my brain kept wanting to say grommet. I said no. Grommet is something totally different.
Well, you can use a grommet to secure your garrote. I mean, if you don't want it to warp the sides of your, your little pieces at the end of your garrote.
Yeah.
The best one is Carlo. Are you familiar with Carlo? GD should be familiar with Carlo if he actually did watch the movie that he said he watched.
I did watch The Godfather. It was
Carlo.
It was Carlo. The first 20 minutes was about that fucking wedding. First 19 minutes and 42 seconds, that fucking wedding. It's like, really? I could have gone. By the time I watched that scene in the Godfather, I could have gotten married, gone on a honeymoon, conceived a child, and married that child off to another Italian by the time that fucking scene ended in that movie.
The first 20 minutes was about the wedding. It wasn't really about the wedding.
It was about the fucking wedding. The 19 minutes, 42 seconds.
Deals. Back to the science. Back to your whole thing. Anyway, back to the whole thing with the sensory stuff. People who are arguing about senses are those people who are non-medical people or non-science? Or are you talking people like soft sciences? Because in medicine, we don't break it out.
A little bit of both. We have. This is where it gets interesting. We do have physicians who are arguing on the side of separate senses, olfactory and whatever the taste is. And then we have NLP and these people who think body language analysis and psychologists and psychiatrists and NLP dudes arguing on the fact that it's one combined sense that we.
First of all, those NLP dudes, they can't even get a fucking loan for what they study, so they don't count.
What's an NLP?
Neuro-linguistic programming.
Programming, yeah.
Okay.
They can't even get a loan to study. If here's the thing, if you cannot get a loan or a grant, so you can study that craft, it's not a real craft.
Well, okay, I think you can get a loan.
Okay, well, let me see if I can change your perspective on that, GD.
Okay.
There is, when women go through menopause,
okay, they have NLPs.
When women go through menopause, their ovaries stop producing high levels of progesterone. Right. When it's supposed to, after they've ovulated. So in other words, they don't ovulate anymore, so their body won't produce high levels of progesterone. Right. Okay. This is well known. Also, their estrogen dips. Now, the reflex response from OB doctors and all those other people is to give the woman estrogen, even though she doesn't need estrogen. She actually needs progesterone. That's what stopped. So even though the estrogen went down, giving her more estrogen isn't going to help because there's supposed to be a ratio of progesterone to estrogen. Let's say it's 2-to-1 just for simplicity.
Okay, sure. Okay?
Now, there are not very many studies on using progesterone to treat women with menopausal symptoms, and this is why. Now, it's not because it's a dumb idea and you can't get money to do a research study on it. The reason why is because most of the companies that give you money for research, a lot of them are somehow linked to the pharmaceutical industry. Progesterone, because it's a natural product that has been out and available for purchase over the counter, there is no benefit for a pharmacology or a pharmaceutical company to fund research on it because they can't make any money on it. So it's a valid idea for a study that should receive money, but it doesn't. So
now I'm just going to push back a tad because they can make money off of it, even though it occurs naturally. They make money off of all kinds of shit that occurs naturally. What they need to do, like, for example, if they add caffeine to it, then they can say it's this and a stimulant. Okay. Yeah, and then give it a different name, like progestaphene, something like that. And then ask your doctor about this today, and so they could make money off of it. I just don't think they want to, or they don't listen to me and they don't know that they can make money off of it yet. But yeah, add caffeine.
Actually sounds like a decent idea.
Yeah, you add caffeine and maybe vitamin B12 or something like that.
Vitamin D in there too. Why not?
Yeah, D3, not D2. No, D2, because D3 you can buy over the counter, but D2.
Right, D2 you can't.
Right. So it has to be D2. Can't be D3.
Interesting. But back to the whole.
Holy shit. Something, beef, man? I think we just bumped up to number 2 in science.
Did we?
Fantastic. I think so. I think we just did.
Number 2 is something. Number 2. We definitely. I smell number 2.
You don't get this. You do not get this heavy kind of conversations.
Maybe the reason we're smelling number 2, or we could be tasting number 2, is because Stephen, the number 2 loan officer, he's not a loan. You're a fucking teller, dude. You're just a fucking teller, dude. Go tell her, dude.
I think he's just an obstacle.
I'm just pissed at him because he promised me. He promised me several times he was going to send me a bag of money, and he never sent me a bag of money.
Or like to get a bag of dicks from Steven.
No wonder he's. I'm going to go to his fucking bank, the Bank of Indiana Losers. Is that?
Can I go back to this whole sensory thing?
Sure. Yes, please.
The easy thing to do is, yes, you can think of the body as more than one. I tell my patients, I'm like, your body is not like a car. So in other words, like if your tail light doesn't work on your car, you can drive your car. You just got to get that tail light fixed. Not a big deal until the cops pull you over, whatever. But your car's still going to function right. We're not cars, we're organisms. So if one thing is off, something should be corrected, right? So it's easy to say that you could combine all the senses because we are one organism. It doesn't matter how you break it down from a physiological perspective. If we smell, we smell. If we taste, we taste. If they're combined senses, great.
I don't smell.
But if we smell, we should just.
Did GT say I smell?
It's better hygiene, yes. Right?
GT said I smell, didn't he?
The act of smelling, not the fact.
Well, he said if we smell. He didn't say that we actually smell. He says if we smell, which implies that he can't smell us right now.
But if you want to end the argument, you don't talk about senses. You just talk about cranial nerves.
I don't care about any of the argument. I'm just fascinating that they can fucking argue over that shit. Like it matters. I don't care.
It does matter if that's how you. That's just now again. See, some people write their theses, their doctorate, whatever it is, whatever their school calls it. They write them, and then that's the last thing they do. They never get anything. They never write any other paper ever again.
I haven't. Huh? I have never.
Yeah, and so and to them,
it's not my thing.
And so they've never written another thing ever again. But they really were passionate about that one subject, And so it's like, yes, I kid you not. If I went to school and was getting a master's in math, a PhD in math, because I know a couple of people who have PhDs in math, I would want to write my thesis on creating a mathematical formula for the vanishing point, so that if you know how big something is, you can predict how far away it's going to be when it disappears.
Jesus.
That's what I want. And that's the formula that I've been working on for years, but I don't have enough math background to do that. And when I approach people who have doctorates, PhDs in math, they said, that's useless. It's like, yeah, maybe, but maybe it's not useless. If you know how big something is, you can, and this is why I wanted to know. Okay. I had a helicopter, a remote control helicopter that I kept tweaking to try to make it go faster and better and faster and better. And then it went so fast that it got out of range of my remote control, but it was still powered by gas. So it was running and flying on its own. And then it disappeared. Now I know that helicopter was 18 inches in real life. So if I know how far away it is when it disappears, I have an idea where to start searching for my helicopter.
My thesis, my entire doctoral career is centered on the fact I'm just trying to find my fucking helicopter.
Yes.
There's other ideas.
I lost my first drone up in one of the trees that is probably now chopped down. I don't know if I told you this, but the people who moved in are deforesting Shoreham completely. Can you find my drone while you're at it? But it just
only if I know how big it was when it started, and did it disappear? See, yours got lost trapped in a tree. I'm talking about mine was just, I watched mine disappear into the clouds, into the sky.
Why didn't you just pull out your laser rangefinder in your back pocket real quick and use that to figure out where you stopped seeing it? That would have given you a distance, at least from the last point.
But you have to have a point to that laser has to have something.
Look at that. When he does this,
why didn't you pull out your laser rangefinder?
I didn't have one at the time.
Who doesn't carry a laser rangefinder in their back pocket to determine their distance to a target?
Somebody whose back pocket is filled with helicopter tools, not rangefinders. Oh. I was trying to tweak the helicopter, so I had like little screwdrivers and little swabs and stuff like that.
Sounds like a problem if you don't carry your laser rangefinder around.
I think, like on Spotify, when I publish this on Spotify later, they offer you a poll, and I think one of the poll questions today obviously has to be: do you carry a laser rangefinder in your pocket? I think most people will answer in the affirmative, right? Most people will.
Just GD.
And if you're a really good ranger, you shouldn't be lost, so I shouldn't have to find you in the first place. But that's beside the point.
All right. But now coming back to this idea of how we got in science, because there have been lots of like pseudo imbecile science, flat earth discussions. And I don't know if I told you the guy who was on the show, he claimed to invent this thing that could diagnose you medically by you scanning a picture of yourself and uploading it to his machine. He had this thing that looked like a flatbed scanner. He takes your picture, runs it through there, and then gives you a complete diagnostic medical workup based on a picture that you sent him on an online thing. Now, does Good Pods think that qualifies as science? This guy was calling himself a scientist.
I know people who used to take Kirlian photography of objects of like missing limbs and stuff. If somebody had an amputated leg, they used Kirlian photography to find phantom pain. So people who had phantom pain still had an aura for that missing part.
I got to find this interview because unlike me, you probably think I'm just like very well-mannered and just very nice. You probably think I'm just a wonderful person overall and just a joy to be around. But I think,
did you even come close to thinking that?
Yes, you did. Now, but this guy was actually rude to. I don't know if that would shock you, but I didn't say, listen, I'm glad you got ass raped in prison, because he actually didn't get ass raped in prison. But I was calling him a fraud pretty much the entire program. But then I volunteered to, and he didn't know it was me. I went on his website and did the upload thing, but I uploaded a picture of my son who was dead at the time to ask for his diagnosis, and he was like, he had some like shoulder injury, something like he's fucking dead. Your image diagnostic machine, it kind of missed a big one on that.
I think now this is what he would say though. He would go, he was alive when you took this picture, and so this is based on what he had then. Of course, if you sent me a more recent picture, I could tell you he's dead.
Yeah.
All these companies are just, in my opinion, that's just exploitation of hope. Most of that stuff, a lot of these things that are not based in any research whatsoever, people are using and putting their faith in. And as I've said a million times, medicine's not perfect. I haven't said it a million times, but medicine's not perfect, and it is constantly evolving. Things that we do today, we didn't do yesterday. And that's how science works. Whereas you have all these other things out there that are just complete bullshit, never evolves. And you're telling people, oh, I'm detoxing you of heavy metals. Well, what proof do you have that they have heavy metal intoxication in the first place? And then what follow-up labs are you doing if you're saying you're detoxing them?
I gotta find this thing because I want to play you his. Because I did ask him, like, how the fuck is this supposed to work? Like, it's looking at a picture of you and somehow finding what's wrong with you medically. And his description, and I'm not going to do it justice here. And believe me, there's no justice to be done to it. But somehow, because you're all energy and the ether knows your energy, the machine goes out and says, this is the energy that we want you to search for. And you're putting this information out into the, it's like,
so in other words, it's bullshit.
It was complete bullshit. I was saying that the entire time. Like, this guy's I generally don't say, I'm glad you got ass raped in prison, get off my fucking show. But to this guy, I was like, this sounds like fraud. Like, you're making this up. Why should anybody believe? And it looks like you just fucking stuck a bunch of 4D cell batteries into a fucking flatbed scanner and calling it a fucking invention or something.
If he had actually, honestly, if his thesis, if his premise was that thoughts, thoughts, but not the images, if they were like looking for thoughts, I think that would be something different, because I'm of the mindset that thoughts are things,
right.
But that's different than saying I can take an image and then something out there is going to, do something with that image. No, that's stupid. I'm not even saying that tracking someone's thoughts isn't stupid. I'm not saying that that's not stupid, but to me, I would say, okay, frequency, stuff like bullshit like that. I said, okay, I can see where the scam is in that. I don't
even the Kumbaya people were like, this is just total bullshit. I think Zin went and signed up for his thing, or sent in a picture, and all he got was marketing stuff, follow up, no diagnosis at all. I don't even know how I would find this thing, because I don't remember what I called it, but I gotta find it, because the answers was such just saturated in fucking bullshit that it's like, wow, man, how do people even take you? How do you take yourself seriously with this stuff? But the bottom,
that's the thing.
The bottom line, yeah, people fall for it and send the guy money. That's the fucking wildest part of it. It's like, people actually fall for this? Yeah,
yes,
they do.
Obviously.
And I think a lot of it is because people don't want to go to the doctor. They don't want to go to a real doctor and find that. They don't want to get bad news. No, I'd rather this guy tell me I'm fine.
Well, but he's not going to. But that if he's basing it off of an algorithm, let's say he's basing it off in some stupid algorithm. Most likely he's not. But let's say he is. You're still not going to give everybody good news. Nobody's going to get 100% good news. There's plenty of companies out there now that are doing things where, and I don't agree with it, but who the fuck am I? Nobody. But there's plenty of companies out there now that are dipping their toes into doing this huge set of labs. And something that you're guaranteed you're always going to find something goofy with. Anytime you do a panel on somebody, there's going to be usually there's something, at least one thing off, but does it mean anything? No, not necessarily. But there's these companies out there like, like the people who sell the Aura ring, they're dipping their toes into doing labs. And there's all these functional medicine platforms that are doing labs. And all they're doing is drawing this giant set of labs, and you're paying money to get this giant set of labs drawn. And then somewhere, some provider is evaluating these labs, but they're not treating anything. They're saying, oh, this is what's wrong based on some AI program that they developed that's based off of results. And then they're saying to you, oh, you should probably follow up with your primary care provider about this. So now the primary care provider, you're going to them and you're giving them this giant list of bullshit labs, some regular labs that we would actually look at and some bullshit ones. And you're showing that to them and you're saying, look, what does this mean? And you're like, not much. But you paid how much for these labs to be done? So some AI could print out what could prospectively be wrong with you. The industry is completely flooded with that. And medicine doesn't make it any better because somebody has to interpret that stuff at the end point, which means we are enabling all this goofy shit.
Yeah. GD, do you remember? It was about a year ago, last December.
I remember about a year ago, yeah.
We had a guy on who was human hacked. The guy kind of changed himself into a robot. I Am Machine. You remember that guy?
Yeah, he's not a robot, but he did put a bunch of shit in his body.
Put chips in himself, right? That could
so he can scan things at the supermarket.
So I'm thinking that qualifies in the podcast world as being about science when it was really about just crazy
marketing.
Yeah, crazy people just seeking attention and trying to find something like divine health. Within 1 week, we had human hack to alleviate pain and suffering, quantum rebel, rapid transformation. All these people who just have books about all these fucking pseudoscience, but not real science. Divine health and murder mystery, divine health. It's so the podcasting algorithm, whatever, they can't tell the difference between pseudo nonsense science and real science, and that's somehow that get medical weight loss and the muddy life. I mean, so they just see all these titles and stuff and think, wow, this is a science podcast, because I never put us in science. Anyway, I don't know how to find that guy. I want to find that guy to hear some of his ridiculous explanations now.
Well, but if you have a question and you are going about researching that question and you're interested in it and you're looking for, when you have a hypothesis, the goal, you're trying to prove yourself wrong with a hypothesis. That's how it's actually supposed to work. You ask a question, and your goal now is to find all the research that disproves what you say.
Right.
So if they're actually going about it in a scientific manner, then it is science. It's just not how would you classify it? Science is just about discovery and understanding and asking a question and researching it and doing studies and everything. So yes, is it a science? Quote, sure. But can you classify it in a specific category of science? Who knows?
Yeah, and I don't think this one particular guy that I'm thinking of with the thing that looked like a flatbed scanner, I don't think he was employing any scientific method at all. He was just basically offended at me questioning. That looks like a flatbed scanner that you just kind of you're saying you invented this. It looks like something I could go out to Best Buy right now and buy one and just hack it up a little bit. So I don't think I think he was offended by questioning of it. He was not saying, "Let me disprove my hypothesis." He was like, "Let me just go out there and make claims, and if anybody questions it, I'll just say, shut up, piggy, shut up."
Shut up, piggy. God,
Yeah.
it's worst. Oh my God.
Had a guy. I remember this last. I'm just going through these trying to find that guy. I remember every day of my life. This guy who had this condition. I forget what the condition. Frank Healy was his name. What they call the condition, that he actually has a vivid memory of any day of his life. You can pick out a date and he'll tell you exactly where he was, what he did that day, all day long, in detail, every act of the day. And it's like, you could just say stuff. I can't fact check any of this stuff, right? Wasn't like you had a biographer following you around, so you could just say, read the headline. Read me wherever he was. I think he was L.A. based. Read me the L.A. Times from that morning, and let me see if I can fact check it.
The chick from Taxi can do that in real time. She's been on a bunch of shows and just did it. You give her a date and she can tell you. What was her, Mary Lou Henner or something like that? The girl who was a lady who was on Taxi, the redhead.
Oh yeah,
she's known for that.
Yeah.
You can just give her a date and she can tell you. It's pretty, and they fact check her. It's pretty funny. I listened to it.
Yeah. She's good.
That's cool as hell.
And she was also quite sexually active.
She was also hot. She was like,
yeah,
hot. Yeah, she was hot.
Who is this?
The lady from Taxi.
Mary Lou. I think it was Mary Lou Henner.
Henner?
Oh, yeah. Mary Lou Henner. Henner.
She doesn't drink any milk products. She's like, milk is for baby cows. Are you a baby cow? She's hot. Might be a little crazy, but she's hot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I misspelled this. Mary Lou was in Wolverine. Marilu Henner.
Hello, Mary Lou.
Did I say something that your friend, Supersonic, won?
Ivy Supersonic?
And that they can't use Scrat anymore in any more movies from now on?
Wow.
I've been like, give me the money. Like, you can have the character. Give me the money. Give me the money.
Now she's crazier than crazy, right? No, you don't think so. You think she's? I know she's autistic.
She's a character.
And I'd say autistic. But she's kind of out there crazy. No, I've been a nice person and all.
She's big into pareidolia for sure. She definitely has that very consuming her everything.
I don't know how long ago this guy was on. It seemed like ages ago. You know what? I didn't hate Zinn at that time. So it was a long time ago. No, I don't hate Zinn. I say it again. I don't hate Zinn.
You had one guy on that I think he was an orthopedic doctor, and I really had a question for him. And I didn't get to give my question. He was very interesting. I was like, man, that guy would have been a
blind guy
question. No, he wasn't blind, but I think he was an orthopedic surgeon. And I had a question about,
and I didn't let you ask your question. I said, I boxed you out. I cock blocked you. I didn't.
No, he was just talking like it was very interesting the entire time he was talking, and I think you guys were just in awe or confused.
I was probably confused, because when I get these people who are really smart or really well educated and well informed and they talk about stuff, it's like I don't even know what to ask this person. And then I feel stupid. I start to beat myself up. Boy, you should have went to school longer. You should have taken more different. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I agree with your self-loathing on that point, but you are extremely smart, and so is GD. And obviously, you guys both still continue to quest for knowledge, or you wouldn't have guests on that you could actually learn stuff from. So,
do you smell that number 2 though, or do you taste that number 2?
No, something smells like an infection to me. Something smells infectious.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Oh,
there it is.
That's a nice pelvis got behind you, you fucking weirdo.
Thanks.
Body and a pelvis. What? Oh, barbell. Okay, dumbbell.
All of a sudden, he's acting. Oh, I'm a loan officer. You're a fucking teller.
You piece of shit. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
That's right.
First of all, I'm a retail banker too. Is what I am.
Yeah, you're
number 2. Oh,
yes,
is that what you are? Number 2.
It's also wearing a $50 hat. Fucking weirdo.
It was $40, and it went to a small but good cause.
I have a hat for you also that you can have because it's too big for my head. Like, you know who's
dunce cap?
Freaking
the fucking dunce cap.
Drippy Steve.
Where's my fucking bag of money, you fucking teller? I'm sorry. I'm just angry. Why am I so angry?
Is it because Just didn't come in?
No, I'm looking for the guy who says I can send him your picture and he can. Oh, well, obviously he's fat.
How come we can't change Steven's name? His name is Drippy Steve.
Say something about his legs, not his fucking belly. Oh, by the way, GD said you lost a ton of weight, which would make you a half ton, right? No,
yes.
Lost a ton of weight from what? From his head to his belly?
I didn't say he lost a ton of weight. I said Melissa McCarthy lost a ton of weight.
No, I'm not talking about today. Last week you said something about Steven losing a ton of weight. You did.
I don't think
I'll play back the tape.
Steven could lose a ton of weight and still have 5 more tons to lose.
That's an empty threat, playing back the tape, but I will play back the tape. I'll find it.
Now this is just for Matt because I don't think he'll know who she is once I show.
I know.
God, so hot. She just kept getting hotter too, man. As she got older. Mary Lou Henner. You wouldn't know her, Steven.
Yep. Nope.
She had like
can you put that back up 1 second?
Didn't she have fitness videos like later on too? I feel like. God,
is it one is higher than the other, or like?
Well, she's leaning like this.
I don't know. It seems like there's like balloons in her blouse.
No, if you look at her shoulders, you see her shoulders not the same height. It's just the way she's standing.
Find a picture of her in a party dress.
See, I never thought she was hot while that show was on, but you showed me that picture. I was like, wow, yeah, she's hot.
Oh,
wow.
She was smoking. I was just a child. I was like, God damn, I was horny from a young age. I grew up watching Daisy Duke, freaking Wonder Woman. Oh my God. Charlie's Angels.
Both. Oh, Charlie's Angels.
Shut up, Steven. Oh, sorry. Just a reflex.
What is Steven? What are you even doing here? Is there a reason you're here? Do you have something to promote? Something you wanted to talk about? Did you want to add to the conversation about smelling and tasting? What is your purpose here, you fucking bank teller?
And why is there an X-ray with a hammer in it?
Number
it's
2.
Not a hammer, it's a dumbbell.
See, dumbbell. The arrow should be pointing at you.
I thought somebody had Thor's hammer stuck up their ass.
It's a dumbbell.
I said, damn, Hemsworth lost his shit on the set. We're gonna need another hammer.
I'm still waiting for a hot picture of Mary Lou Henner. I'm just gonna find one myself.
That's great.
So you're not gonna answer my question, are you, number 2?
Oh, I'm here because I missed you guys.
Oh, what a fucking lame reason that is.
Really? That is so
You guys, I totally missed you guys.
I drove by your house because I can't sleep without your smell. You know?
No.
I keep driving past all the places where we used to go.
You need to get that sound effect.
We don't have sound effects anymore. We've done away with sound effects. I have to go through 3,000 different shows to try to find this guy with this phony fake fax machine or whatever he got, because I want to hear his dopey responses to the accusations I was leveling at him. You're a fraud. Get off my show. I'm glad I hope you get ass raped someday in prison.
Glad you got ass raped in fucking prison. You're a fucking dick.
I think I said I hope someday you get ass raped in prison. Whatever.
It's still one of my favorite sound bites.
I've had a good one. Lots of airline pilots on, which is really weird. How come I had so many airline pilots on?
It's because
I think every last one of them worked with Tom Cruise. That's what it seems like. There's like, yeah, I worked with Tom Cruise on Top Gun 3. I worked with Tom Cruise on the prequel to Top Gun.
I was going to make reels out of that because I was going back. Lately, I've been going back and finding old shows to make reels out of. But that one with the guy who taught Tom Cruise how to be Top Gun, that was just dominated by Willie just saying, "I don't know if you know this, but I eat pussy like nobody's business." Like, oh God, why are you telling a Top Gun pilot that you and listen?
It's so good. What?
Willie fucking he would brag about his fucking sexual prowess, but how come you've never been with a real hot chick ever in your life? If you got,
I was asking Steven that question.
No, a couple of them were hot. Don't try that.
Okay. Okay. But also Steven's not hot, so I can't believe they're hot for Steven.
Yeah.
And he's not going around constantly saying that he's the world's best cunnilingus expert, is he?
No, he writes it on the bathroom walls.
No.
No, but
for the listeners out there,
don't go to the stall after Steven has used it. You will read so much shit about Steven that he's written about himself on the wall.
It's true.
It's like I've never seen so much improper propaganda in my entire life.
Oh, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Banksy
it is bullshit, but you write it anyway.
Banksy does it, and he's a fucking artist. I do it in a bathroom stall at a truck stop, and I'm a pervert. It's bullshit.
I didn't call you a pervert. I called it improper propaganda.
Okay, fair enough.
I can maybe it's possible that I just deleted this guy because he was such a fraud, but I'm not finding. I had this guy on who was Bart Siebel. You know who Bart Siebel is?
No, but I had a question for Beef Man because I wasn't paying attention. He said something about somebody in the show, and it seems like we were in awe of them. But I didn't know what show you're talking about.
The medical dude.
The doctor that was on was like a orthopedic surgeon. It was I don't remember why he was on, but it was very interesting. I don't know if he wrote a book or what, but new procedure.
It's all books. It's all these books.
Because I don't remember many people that was on the show that I was in awe of.
I think I probably even made a comment that you actually weren't talking. I was like, oh,
I could have been typing something.
Yeah.
Or Matt wouldn't shut the fuck up. One of the two. No, I'm just teasing. Sometimes, especially if the guest is from like some neighborhood of New York where Matt is also familiar with, next thing you know, they're on like memory lane, and I'm like, okay, why am I here again?
Yeah, if it has nothing to do with GD's mom grew up, then he doesn't fucking care.
Let's just boot Steven. We can't even hear him. I'm just gonna boot him.
Don't want to see him.
There we go.
Okay, let's replace him. There we go.
Yeah. Matt, you didn't think she was hot? Really?
Huh?
He was talking about
some guy. Mary Lou Henner was hot. Let's hear again.
Oh
my god.
And he likes redheads, and he's not responding.
Well,
I think he's just I think he's just rebelling. That the fact that we showed him the picture.
No, I definitely think she's hot now. Looking at it, and listen, from my vantage point right now, looking at that picture, I would say 10 out of 10. She's hot, smoking.
She still looks good now.
Yeah.
I know, but at the time, somehow it just went over. Just, I didn't.
Because back then Matt was really into Christopher Lloyd. Oh, I like Matt.
Great actor, by the way. That show was great. I don't care what anybody says. That show was fucking awesome.
It was a good show.
I like the opening of Taxi, and I think I zoned out after the song. Oh, that's a great song, and that's
the guy who wrote Hill Street Blues write that too.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Yeah, Pete Carpenter or somebody.
That guy was really good. He sat down. He wrote the theme to Hill Street Blues. Like he just walked into his house, sat down on the piano, and wrote it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Is that the one where taking your way in the world today takes everything you got? Is that the one from
No.
I have a question for GD because he's black and he might know. So
okay,
my question is why were black television and movies in the 70s and 80s called black exploitation?
That's self-explanatory.
Here it is.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was just because the movies were made it was not about the art, it was about the money. They were just trying to get black people's money. So, for example, I mean, kung fu movies. You have like kung fu movies, like Bruce Lee movies and stuff like that. That was totally. If you had a black version of that, it was really campy, super campy. Maybe there was a social message in there, but they were just trying to get black people's money. Blackula, Read the Hard Way. It was just that's it. They weren't necessarily good movies. It was just let's get black people's money.
Shaft.
We don't want them to have. We do not want them to have.
You say black a lot.
We do
not
not want
even
them
Black
to have.
Friday.
We do not want them to have decent or accurate representation in theater, but we do want their money.
I would get out of my.
Gotcha. Okay, I was just curious. I was watching the Diddy documentary, and it was talking about shows and movies from the 70s and 80s, and it referred to it as black exploitation. And I was like, I was just curious.
Blaxploitation.
That's the white version of it. It's blaxploitation.
Yeah,
we didn't even put the X in there.
Yeah, typical fucking bank tellers, uneducated. I'm sorry. Scalarlight.com. I want everybody to go there and sign up for the 15-day trial. Send in your picture and see if it'll diagnose you. Here's what it says. The sacred source, Scalarlight, is emitted continuously from the sun of our solar system and all the stars in the universe. The architect of light, the animating life force of all spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical activity in the universe, the divine intelligence Scalarlight is omnipresent and serves as a carrier wave for all intelligence, information, blah, blah, blah. This is the guy, Tom Palladino, I think his name is. Yeah, Tom Palladino. He was the guy on the show that I was being very rude to, calling him a fraud. There's no pictures of him with his dopey little fax machine there, battery operated. He compares himself to like Tesla and Maxwell and all these fucking scientists.
He sounds like
the guy who made drip coffee.
No, this sounds like the guy who created Scientology.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah,
this sounds like L. Ron Hubbard bullshit. Is what it sounds like.
It does, and I think I called him out on that like a bunch of times, and he was getting angry with me. But people should go to his fucking website, scalarlight.com, and just to get some results, like send him a picture of you, just a torso.
Yeah, send him,
and let's see if he even picks up, like the guy's got a problem with his legs. No, he won't even mention it. It'll be like, well, he looks like a fucking stupid bank teller. If that way you, but
he's gonna be the
failed comedian, a quitter. Obviously a quitter.
Yeah. But his diagnosis. He's gonna be the first person with a diagnosis of gluttony.
Now, I wouldn't do it because. Let's face it, you send him a picture, he has your name, he does a little internet research, and he learns some shit about you. And
that's probably all he picked up is him in a wheelchair because he'd find pictures of
send him a picture of GD and he'll write back, I think he could have set up the premise a little better. Whatever.
Speaking to Tim Loss, serious question though, does that make the scary movies? Does that make scary movies on the Wayans Brothers exploitation? No, that is them taking back the power and making fun of that bullshit.
I agree.
It's hilarious. The same thing that they did with, all of their comedy is making fun of the bullshit, the way black people were depicted. So that's how they take the power back, which is awesome.
I agree. If you look at the way they,
no one cares if you agree, Steven.
Okay, well, how about you?
Sorry, reflex to my show. Sorry, guys. Reflex to my show. Shut up.
I'm not Drippy Steve right now. Fuck.
All right.
The blaxploitation movies, it's like I said, again, that was back in the 70s and stuff. I think when blacks began to make fun of the blaxploitation movies, there was like a movie called Fear of a Black Hat. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Those are parodies of the blaxploitation films. Which is totally different than the actual blaxploitation films themselves.
You know the Black Tornado?
No, what?
Oh, you gotta. If I could find the trailer for this one.
Now, Dolomite,
good one.
I don't know that Dolomite.
Yeah, I think Dolomite
was doing it.
Yeah, the only that I can think of that I've seen that made fun of that genre was Undercover Brother.
That's a good one too. Oh.
Yeah, so that's another one.
Yeah.
Eddie Griffin, that's a good one. He's drinking big old orange soda in the beginning. And
big old orange soda
donut in his car, and then doesn't spill any of it. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's got the big afro, the big belt buckle. I love that movie, dude. That whole movie is so good.
Yeah, like I said, Fear of a Black Hat was pretty decent. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. That's
a good one.
That's really, yeah.
Have you seen Eddie Murphy? He redid the Dolomite movie. He did it like a biography.
Yeah, I saw that.
But it's a movie.
Oh, yeah, the Human really Tornado was that guy with Dolomite. The Human Tornado.
I can remember listening to Dolomite when I was like way too young to listen to Dolomite.
Yeah, my brother Bryant, the rapist. I'm sorry, the alleged rapist.
Whoa.
I believe that's pronounced therapist.
I'm sorry, therapist. My brother Bryant, therapist, whose particular modality was rape, was he was the actually he was a year and a half older than I was, and so I was not really familiar with Dolomite per se, except for through him. And he knew like every fucking Dolomite line they could possibly know. And because he was so fluent in it, I honestly, for the action in the beginning, I thought he made the character up. I thought it was something he just made up. It really wasn't something his Dolomite. It wasn't until some other black kids, knew who Dolomite was. So,
and this is why I compare, and I think I said this to Jackie. I'm like, I compare Jackie to Dolomite. Because Dolomite, his whole thing was he was just saying all the old jokes and all the old phrases that everybody knew as a character in a good way. And like he took them all, compiled them, and that was his act. He didn't make that shit up.
Right.
It was stuff that he'd heard and everybody else heard. And he would go around and ask people, what are some of these old crazy things? And he just consolidated them, made his character.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
And like, Jackie is using our jokes, everybody's jokes that everybody's heard, and he's delivering them in a fantastic way, better than everybody else does.
Let's get a copyright strike.
Of admission I can't be had. If you crave satisfaction, this is the place to come into this theater as its sex attraction is the picture that will put you in faction. The human tornado.
He made me do it.
Bitch, are you for real?
I gotta watch that. They just put his dick.
With his wife, now he want to try to take my life. Don't step on it and step on it quick. Burn the rubber because we're gonna deal with that trick.
Watch party.
It's awesome.
He think he's bad and he ain't got no class. I'm gonna wrap this shotgun up his motherfucking ass. Yeah, I'm the human tornado.
No,
I
fuck, I
use
still
an
watch party.
earthquake to mix my milkshake. I eat an avalanche when I want ice cream. I punch a hurricane and made it a breeze. The human tornado!
Some dope shit right there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look and see where I can watch the human tornado.
We gotta watch this. We gotta do a watch party.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do a human tornado watch party.
We should. This is awesome, dude.
Fucking awesome. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon for free.
Yeah. Free.
Okay, so that's it. We'll watch it. We'll watch it together. Make a reaction. We'll do a reaction film, a reaction thing of us watching Human Tornado.
Shut up, Steve.
Now, was that black exploitation or was that another really shitty special by GD?
That's almost funny there, number 2. Fucking bank teller.
It's also on
I'm
Tubi.
sorry.
That's awesome, man. I'm watching that.
Yeah, we gotta do.
We gotta do a watch party. We should do a watch party.
That was fun.
Fucking hilarious.
I will take copyright hits for that. But it's free anyway. They probably don't even care. They're not even going to claim a copyright. They're not making money on it anyway. They're giving it away, right? So why would they?
What if we show it, but we mirror it so it's actually in reverse?
That would probably
we've altered it.
That would be a good one to do on Twitch and actually promote it on Twitch. People would watch us watch that movie.
That would be fun, dude. That trailer was fun to watch.
That was good. I'm already hooked. I'm like, oh god, I gotta watch.
Dude, no shit. That was better than anything on right now.
Like
on any streaming service. That was great.
Especially since you could tell they made that torture device in like 20 minutes. I'm like, what do you guys got in your garage?
Dude, I know.
Lay on this piece of 2x4.
That one chick's ass looked just like my ex-wife's. That was hot.
Which part of your ex-wife? Her face or what?
Ass when she was shaking.
So, if you guys remember last week when I was talking about being scammed or the possibility I was being scammed by the Swiss company, I checked out this company and they were going to be sending me a check and equipment and all that stuff. I just got an email right now from somebody named Amos Walker. Speaking of black exploitation, this sounds like a guy who Amos and Andy Walker
makes cookies. Yeah, sounds like he makes cookies.
He said, "Good morning, Matthew. You have needed via Zoom with the HR. What the fuck does that mean? I don't work for anybody. HR. The check have been delivered. The check have been delivered to your home address. I believe you received it. No, I didn't get any. So this is the people. It just smells scammy. My wife just told me I should just take the check if a check ever does come and just open up a new account with it so I can be set and just talk to the bank people and say,
right, yeah.
So what will happen?
Amos Walker, Amos Walker, it sounds scammy to me. It sounds like you think
if you take the check to your bank, they will investigate it before it's deposited into an account, because if you deposit and it is fraudulent, you'll be back charged for it. So it's better to just let them investigate it. If it's real, they'll deposit it in your account like normal. But if it's fraudulent, you'll avoid any issues.
Now, how much do they charge for the investigation?
There's usually no cost if you're a customer.
Well, this is also like, it makes it even more suspect that this Amos Walker guy. I mean, that's not a Swiss name, Amos Walker. Dumas Walker is a drink, right? In Arkansas or something. But anyway, it smells more scammy than ever now. I got a guy who has no English skills at all tell me I am wanted for a meeting with HR for a company I don't even work for. That's like a crazy thing. I don't even work here.
That's really bad if you got to meet HR and you don't work there. You've done something seriously wrong.
I have had a performance improvement meeting with an HR person for a company I didn't work for, and I had to keep telling
them. Yeah, but you've been fired. You used to work for them, and they fired you. Or quit.
No,
right?
No, I was a contracted. I was under contract, but I never worked for the company. I was never part of the company, and They asked me to do them a favor. One of their account managers was having difficulty setting up a website. Could I deal with their and then the guy had an attitude, and I said, "Listen, I don't need your attitude. I'm doing somebody a favor here." And they reported that to HR. We can't have Matt deal with these people because he's going to be rude to them. And she wanted to set up a performance improvement plan with me. I was like, "What? You asked me for a favor. Don't ask the simple solution here. Don't ask me for any more fucking favors. Definitely don't give me can I talk to a guy who's going to actually talk down to me and not fucking give it back to him?"
Which is why I've never asked Matt for a favor.
It's true. So anyway, that sounds double scammy to me.
It does, yeah. If you brought me that check, it wouldn't be deposited. No.
Why would anybody bring you anything, Steven?
I process hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, how my bag of money, you fucking teller number two.
Are they still training you with Monopoly money, or are you handling real money now?
No, actually, so when you're in the training, when you're in the university, all the money looks like Monopoly money because they don't use real money for training.
Yeah, you guys are trying to make me go back to the 70s and become a Mary Lou Henner fan. Yes, no. I will say she looks fucking smoking hot here now. I don't know what was wrong with me in the 70s.
Yeah, what the hell was wrong with you?
Maybe he was gay then.
You know what?
Again?
I don't know.
You say again?
I don't know.
Oh, not I don't
know. What did I miss there? I missed that whole part. That was a good part of the 70s. I just kind of, I don't know. So I never thought of her in that way. You know who else? She's dead now, so I could say this. That people thought was sexy. Marky Post from Night Court.
Oh yeah. She died. Yeah, she died. What, 10 years ago? 5 years ago?
Yeah, I think she died. She died of like anal cancer, or something, rectal cancer, or something.
Christ.
That definitely doesn't help with the sexuality.
She was cute, but she wasn't.
Cute.
I wouldn't say she was sexy.
Right.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Like puppies are cute.
Yeah.
Puppies are
cute.
It was the whole. There was the whole area where the. Wearing the blazer with the tall hair, with the weird hair. It was like,
and also people, they were looking for like this wholesome Olivia Newton-John type of vibe. When they find something that works, they just say, "Well, let's keep on doing it until people get tired."
Didn't Olivia Newton-John also die of?
Rectal or
cancer?
anal or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Farrah Fawcett.
She didn't die of ass cancer,
Yeah, she did.
right? Or
Farrah
she
Fawcett.
did?
She died of.
Why are they all getting out?
I thought
Because
she died in a burning bed. Didn't she die in a
No.
burning bed?
so it's all because of your fucking generation and their ass eating that is giving. It's right.
Whoa! My generation
Look
eats.
at him doing the sore hands imitation. The whoa. I wait a minute. I got to put a B there. Go ahead now. Make your point.
There's not. First of all, ass eating does not lead to ass cancer. If anything, HPV probably, but not ass cancer.
Oh, look at you!
Well,
You're a fucking expert, eh? You know what the fuck you're talking about, eh? Why don't you? No, sorry.
Well, at the bank this week, come in with your free ass tonguing with when you open up a new account with teller number 2.
Yeah, maybe get Steven's medical opinion on things while you're there.
So, if the causation and whatever, we need the rep to explain causation and correlation. But what if because your generation is the first generation of full on, like everybody eats ass in your generation. I mean, it's a thing. It's part. If you sign up for your generation, you have to be in it.
I think half of it's just bullshit. They just need especially the comedians, because half the comedians haven't been near a person of the opposite sex forever.
So there is a correlation between. There is this correlation of all these ass eaters being born and all these hot women dying of ass cancer, though. Correlation, no, or no. There is no correlation.
Loosely,
I think it's rumor.
No causation.
There's loose causation, I guess. Causation, correlation.
No, I don't even think it's. I think it's association.
By association.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think it is.
John, how would we set up a scientific method to test my hypothesis about ass eating and the correlation between ass eating and dead hot women?
It's a tough one. I think we got to do a lot of swabs. We got a lot of swabs involved.
Swabs.
You mean the guy? You mean the guy that investor Charles Schwab? That guy?
Schwab.
Charles Schwab.
No. But no. Farrah Fawcett died of anal cancer. It doesn't say what Marky Post's type of cancer was.
You know, I thought I was joking when I said that. I didn't.
No, I told you. No,
I know, but I still thought I was joking when I said it out of my mouth. I thought I was joking.
Oh,
what would you say it out of if not your mouth? Would you say it out of your ass?
Yeah, you can actually breathe through your ass, so maybe that's why he was thinking he could speak.
How it works? Upload your photograph, your facial photograph. Your photograph is embedded with your unique scalar light signature.
God, Matt, are you still going back to that?
I am. And it's influenced by scalar light instrument. Your photograph serves as a biolocated scalar light version. That explains it, right?
Wow, Olivia Newton-John died from metastasis. That's horrible. I bet her death was terrible. She had breast cancer metastasized to her spine.
Oh,
God damn.
So tomorrow we
had. So at that point, she could no longer get physical. Then
that's fucking uncalled for. I loved Olivia Newton-John.
Oh, we are way over time here. We should be getting out of here. Tomorrow, Denny Somach, who hates my guts, will be here to talk about his new book, which it's an update of his previous book, Get the Lead Out, which is also it's about Led Zeppelin. So we'll talk about the greatest rock band of all time, which GD hates.
Nirvana?
GD hates.
Crack the Sky.
Nirvana?
No.
The greatest band of all time.
But the entertaining part is you know in advance this guy Denny, he hates my guts. He's been on the program. He wanted to tell me to get off his show and get ass raped. This is how much he hates me. For some reason, his girlfriend, woman that he lives with, convinced him to come back on the show tomorrow so he could hate on me some more. So you get to witness that and enjoy. I know. Me too. I'm excited to be told that he wants me to get ass raped.
Will he be here at 11? Because I'll try to jump on and join in with the.
Boy. We all can't wait for that.
He gets on at 10:15. Yeah, so he will be. Yeah. So if you want to join us,
I do.
I'm joining. Good, because maybe he'll hate you as much as he hates me. Then
I'll piss him off.
That's a safe bet that he's going to hate Steven.
I don't know why we were lucky enough to get the Beaver here on a Monday. Usually
I'm
we
off.
don't get him till Thursday. We have a fucking orgy going on. I think Elizabeth Croydon is bringing like 10 people in. Some of them might be Hollywood movie stars and stuff. Thursday's going to be like a wild day. Like, I don't know if we have enough seats for everybody. That's how much it is. So, and you're welcome to join in the orgy. I'm just putting out the invitations now.
Let's do it. Love orgies.
So yeah, let's wrap this up. Steven, go
fuck yourself.
Stick your tongue in the ass of every customer who comes to your teller window. Teller number 2.
Turn on your radio.
Don't forget to watch.
Damn it! Don't forget to watch what?
Don't forget to listen to the Slaptail Squad podcast with special guest Mind Dog.
I think there was some stuff about ass eating, and oh no, that was after.
You're not.
That was after
it,
we were up. That was
moron.
after we were off the air. Anyway.
Yeah, new episodes of What Makes Us Laugh come out tomorrow.
Come out of what?
The podcast world. Wherever you get podcasts.
Everyone with insomnia, listen to What Makes Us Laugh.
All right. Don't forget to stick your tongue in the customer's ass if you work in a bank. Bye.
Nope.
What?
Turn on the radio.
listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.